back with it. Alright, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all already know we gotta get this thing going. Alright. So what I want to do, I started the live a little earlier. I told y'all I was coming at 1:45. But it seems like Kayla Bumpus went live not too long ago. So y'all already know we gotta see what she was talking about. Yeah, so hold on. She went live too not long ago. So let's see what she was talking about. I think we got about 20 minutes before trial comes back in. I hope she know we can't hear her.
Hear me?
Okay, there we go.
Like, I just want to get on here and explain to everybody
Zaria, what's up?
What is going on. I was literally seated in the courtroom when they called me up. I had no idea that I was going to be called as a witness today. So I had no time to prepare. I had no
okay, pretty. It's been crazy this morning.
June 10th. June 10th. And the only point of the meeting was supposed to be that there was an off-the-record conversation. That's all I'm supposed to be talking about. Was there an off-the-record conversation? I talked about this off-the-record conversation. Guys, the meeting was 2 hours long. 2 hours long. People are walking in and out. All I'm worried about is Mr. Copeland. Everybody is saying I did a terrible job, that I don't understand why they are mad.
I'm gonna say, Kayla, it's the internet. You gotta let them people be, man.
Yes, thank you. The first time, if you guys are watching, you hear Judge Whitaker say the only person I'm gonna hear from, take that from, is Ms. Bumpus. Gives them 2 minutes, and 2 minutes later, I came in and was called to testify. Okay, I thought all of y'all were mad at me.
Kayla be like, Kayla really be trying to.
I did exactly what I was asked to do. And as you heard in the
it's okay, Kayla.
It was supposed to be limited to the subject matter of, was there an off-the-record conversation? From the beginning, I have been saying, I believe that the transcript was complete, minus off-the-record conversations. I don't remember who was in the room at certain points. I don't remember. One, if I would have been given a chance to prepare, that is completely different. I was not given a chance to prepare. I was literally sitting in the courtroom. Even when officers come and testify, even when any witness, let me fix my notes, when any witness comes to testify, they have a chance to review their report, review the facts of the case, think about what they're going to say. I literally had 2 minutes. I'm sitting in the courtroom, and they say this. No one tells me about this. And all of a sudden, they're calling me as a witness.
They did, because they ain't even swear Melanie. They swore her ass in, though. Shit.
I said what the Brady was. Understand? I said most of
what it do, music?
I said that the Brady was.
I agree. And they did try to put on a trip back for sure. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. We starting all the way over from scratch. This is the first live. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel.
So I cannot get on the stand and lie. I cannot get on the stand and say anything that is untrue or anything that would jeopardize my career. So the only thing that I'm able to say is the truth. And the only thing I was able to say is that there was off-the-record conversation where Simone told Mr. Copeland the only thing that she would not allow him to testify without possibly seeking criminal charges for false statements was the unaliving, y'all got mad at me for saying that, but the unaliving of Donovan Thomas. That was the purpose of the whole. I don't understand the extra questions. They had nothing to do with anything. No, I just want you guys, I'm not upset at all.
Sean, what do you back? We back for part 2?
What the
We back at it, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Was, because I don't think a lot of you actually understand what the point was. The point was for me to testify that there was a statement made by Mr. Copeland saying he knew something about the Infinity, which I did, and the point was to testify that the transcript was complete minus the off the record conversation, which is what I did.
Pop your shit. Pop your shit.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. No, I wasn't nervous.
He ain't really.
No, that courtroom is free.
Hold on. So for like those who wasn't here for the first half, Melanie really like clarified the email situation. That was really his purpose about like how basically how they should have known he was a lawyer, how he sent them refresher emails from their offices showing that they hadn't talked to him in the past with the last case. So basically that's all Melanie brought to the table, was clarifying that. If I missed something with that, y'all put it in the chat. But I believe that's basically the nutshell for Melanie this morning.
Easy. It is freezing in there. So I was cold. And another thing, I want you guys to understand, please don't hold me accountable for what any attorney said. I'm not a defense attorney on this case. So if another attorney took what I said and chose
Hell, talking about cold in there, it's cold in my house right now. Matter of fact, where my sweater?
Punchline, you can't hold me accountable for what another attorney said.
Kayla, you gotta stop worrying about these people, man.
I literally was sitting in the
we all got little
I had no idea.
versions and opinions.
I have been in court all morning for my client. I've been from courtroom to courtroom to courtroom. I came in here as I do every day to sit, and my whole point of even sitting in here is because of the injustices that I have seen occurring in this courtroom. And I feel like they have done
not the injustices
to bully me and keep me out of this courtroom, which is a public courtroom. And that's the only reason why I continue to come in here day after day after day to prove that I'm going to stand up for what's right, and I'm going to continue to get on YouTube. And I don't care what anybody has to say on here, but if I'm going to get on here and talk to you guys, I'm going to talk about everything. You guys talk about Adrian, you guys talk about this. You're talking about me, so I'm going to address me. And like I said, let's be clear. I'm sitting in a courtroom. No, that is virtually unheard of for someone to be sitting in a courtroom.
It look pretty down. They ain't gonna get hit with the storm.
Go use the restroom, come back, and be ready to get on the stand. I had no idea the line of questioning. I just knew.
It look nice
the task
was shit. They ain't in the past.
Explain what happened in that meeting, and was the transcript complete? I have gone on YouTube over and over and over and over to say, I believe that as an attorney, the transcript was complete minus off the record conversations. And today, the only task that I was given was to discuss that off the record conversation. Everything else was not relevant, and I don't understand. And you guys heard Doug object multiple times to Judge Whitaker making him stay in this scope for the off the record conversation, and Adrian was able to ask all of these other questions.
Adrian, love.
And also,
y'all remember we call her Lion Love over here. She just was drowning today.
Yes, I didn't correct him because at that point I didn't know where. Everybody keeps talking about Mr. Copeland was on the says on my thing that I didn't correct him because that wasn't the time to correct him. But we did have a phone conversation where I said, hey, I don't think you should say that the transcript is not complete as much as there's an off the record conversation that
I told y'all then that shit was gonna go crazy when he first said it.
And if anything, I would pull clips from YouTube, from TikTok, from everything to say that I have always maintained that I believe the transcript is complete, minus an off-the-record conversation. I have said that over and over and over. And transcripts are not supposed to include off-the-record conversations.
Yeah, we back, King Newski. And we early with it. So boy, the first 4 hours was crazy. What y'all think the next 4 hours
Also,
gonna be like?
I wanted to say,
hit the like button. We gotta get the lights back up. We did pretty good last live.
Multiple days to prepare for what was going to happen. I didn't.
It's okay, girl. It's okay. Look, it's all right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, on some real stuff, like, what it do, James? We in here, okay? Like, I really don't know what they're saying on her page. Let me say this. I really don't know, like, what people are saying on her page or whatever. Like, to be honest, it's just at this point, I ain't really know, like, the purpose of Love's questioning. Because, you know, lying Love, I don't like the way she litigate. It, like, it's irritating to me. And, like, she was seeming like she was just asking, like, dumbass questions. And then it was like, I felt like she was trying to trip Kayla up. So, I don't know. As far as, like, what she was saying on stand, I mean, I wasn't too much tripping on it other than she ain't remember shit. And I think the purpose for the defense, they wanted her to completely remember, you know what I'm saying, to answer the question. The judge wanted her to directly remember, because again, the allegation is Brady, okay? Brady material, okay, was withheld. That's definitely grounds for a mistrial. Like, for real. So I think that was the whole thing with the judge. Now, the judge was cracking me up because she sounded like she was fucking agitated with Kayla, like on some real shit. Oh, Twitter is going crazy on her. Man, listen, Twitter is like the equivalent to like Reddit for content creators. Like, they be on your ass, okay? So I don't be on Twitter, so I don't know. I only go on Twitter just to look at a couple things and get off. But at this point, all I'm gonna say is she's a content creator in this moment. She getting her views, because I don't understand really why she's addressing this. People gonna always be mad, but hey, we here for it, because we got a couple more minutes before trial comes back in.
And it's the only thing that I did not recall was who was in the room at every point in time, and that's because, how you doing? Hey. Yes, I'm on live. Now you look good. I said, hey, Miss Anita. Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm sitting on the courthouse step. But pretty much. Thank you. How you doing? Oh yeah, I know. Okay. Sorry,
okay, popular Kayla.
Sitting on the courtroom step, but I do think that I helped the defense, because the only part that I was supposed to get out was, and at this point, it's about integrity. It's not about anything other than that. So you got to understand, like I said, I was sitting in the courtroom. I had no idea that I was about to testify until I'm sitting in the courtroom. Nobody talked to me prior to Judge Whitaker saying the only person I'll take that from is Miss Bumpus. The only thing I was supposed to say was that there was an off-the-record conversation, and that there was Brady information disclosed in that off-the-record conversation. That was my burden, and that's what I did. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
So is it gonna pin this?
Alright. So I thought to be honest, I thought she was gonna say other stuff. It's okay. They're still not back yet. What time is it? We got like 8 minutes. I guess we can watch, since this live is about the YSL trial. Let's watch the clip of Woody's no jumping interview. I'm gonna say, did my lights just blink? I'm gonna say, nah, already. Is my lights blinking or am I tripping? Am I blinking? Lord, I done lost my damn mind. Alright, hold on, y'all. Let me find cause I think it's like a 10-minute clip or something like that. We about to watch that real quick. While we're waiting on court to start bed.
51 months locked up, right?
From 2015 to 2019.
Okay. You in the feds, so this one like, regular prison. This federal time.
Not regular prison, it's crazy.
Big difference.
How was your experience there?
When I first got there, I was paranoid. I ain't know who to trust. I ain't know who was who. I thought everybody know what the feds trying to get me. So I stayed to myself probably the first year and a half. And then, I started just...
He had a song called I Don't Recall. Is wild. No, I haven't heard it.
And, just making time go by. But it was a drag, though. It was a real drag. I had to fight with my lawyers. They kept coming to my cooperate and this and that. It's two types of people in the feds. They wouldn't really fight for me. So I met this dude that was smart with the law. He schooled me on that stuff. And he was helping me fight, but man, I did all my time. The hold up, just trying to fight the case. I could have beat it. They basically made me take a plea.
They make him do a lot of things. Let him tell it. I mean, they might have did, but they make him do a lot of shit.
I ain't get caught with nothing. They just put that on me. I'm playing basketball, minding my own.
I know that shit. Woody said he gonna stick to his story to the end.
They ain't see me commit no crime, but they walk out there, put me in handcuffs and say...
He gonna call the album D.A. Love Is Wild.
With no proper cause, no nothing.
Well, at that time, you did have the reputation I was just speaking of earlier, right? So they...
Music, you shout out, man.
It was
They said I was at the top of their radar because people trying to do something to me.
You see the air quotes?
So they see me walking on the street with a bag. Somebody called the police, said, hey, you got a machine gun in the bed. Nobody saw what was in the bed. They just guessed. Because I'm walking on the street and everybody want to kill me. So,
what was the biggest lesson you learned during those 5 years that you spent away?
Obviously nothing.
Lesson I learned?
Shit.
That's a good question. Biggest lesson I learned.
Can't even answer the shit.
Biggest lesson I learned, man, is your life is what you make it. You feel me?
Okay, I gotta give him that. That's a good answer.
Whatever I've been through, I can't. Yeah, I just gotta take accountability. Don't matter if I choose to make you my friend. I know the choices that I know whatever path that you heading down. So if you go do something foolish and I get caught up in it, I do it by making you my friend. So I think that might be the best lesson I learned.
But Woody, have you learned that lesson though?
About who I put around me. Yeah.
What y'all think? Y'all think Woody learned that lesson?
Now, throughout all of your years, running in and out with the law, running in and out of jail, getting into it with niggas outside, whatever, right? It was a lot of video put out of you sitting inside interrogation rooms talking to detectives. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Can you tell us when did that start? Like, how did that saga start for yourself?
Yeah, like 2015.
Okay.
They targeting me and keep locking me up. People like somebody gonna do something to me, and I got people to protect. So they snatch me up, thinking I'm smart, trying to finesse my way out of something. You know what I mean? They act like they going for it. They really trying. They thought they were trying to make me put my guards down, like I was gonna get them something.
Oh, okay. I was
around circles. That was it.
Yeah.
Each time they interrogated me, I went and did my whole time. They didn't let me go. I mean, I didn't give them nothing.
So you was just telling the talk.
They got an interrogation video 10 years ago. They bring it up now. If I gave them what they wanted, why they didn't do nothing 10 years ago?
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm glad he ain't had that dog when
The
I was
most,
there,
I
because
guess,
I don't do
there
animals.
is several, but I guess the most famous one came out a couple years ago. The one you had like a beanie hat on. The one in which you was checking your posts.
Yeah.
What was you checking your posts for?
Cause I know the camera fan.
That's gonna forever be funny. That nigga was thinking of some shit to say then.
Time to find our perfect apartment on Zillow.
Y'all hit the like button. Court should be starting
I ain't gonna
soon.
put it out to the media, but man, yeah.
Okay. Because you know the media, you know the way the internet looked at it, said that boy had to make sure he was still alive.
I don't be one. Shut up. Yeah,
okay.
Man.
Okay, cool. So look, like, so you say, so it started. You started cooperating back around like 2015, right?
Yeah.
And
you started
so
corroborating.
You went and did your jail time. Was that jacket on your name?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you got people that say this, say that, but you know, certain people know 2 + 2. You talking to me. So forget what you hearing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna be doing all that talking. So, you know, when nobody gonna come around and say it in my face, when nobody gonna say nothing, because at the end of the day, I ain't these other niggas. I ain't sitting around talking about none of that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm confused.
I don't know nobody's business. If I know anything, it's because I was there and I got something to do with it. That's just the bottom line.
Maybe I missed the play on that one. What the fuck? I'm like, I don't know. What y'all got from that just now? Like, what he talking about? Like, he said, I don't fucking know. I don't even know how to fucking put no word. What
Okay,
the
now
fuck?
look, with you know, being a man of the type of caliber, you know, you are, and the cloth that you come from, right? You know, you come from a gangster background. You know what I'm saying? How
Gangster background, crazy.
You know, feel truly.
He try to tread lightly, DKU.
And you gotta carry. Like, how do it really make you feel?
I don't come from a gangster background. I come from a lost background. There's a difference. Okay. You know what I mean? I didn't.
Okay, Coach Food. I'm still trying to catch up with what the fuck he was saying just now.
You know what I mean?
He spun me, and I don't get spun easily, but he spun me with that one.
And you know how life goes. You give so much. You give people
Music.
so much.
I'm still confused.
And they give you so little. So now you put all your cards on the table. You feel where I'm coming from? And it's like, there's no
DJ, you don't know the fuck you talking about.
But I'm not the type of person that's gonna let you handle me any kind of way. You feel what I'm saying? My life should matter just like yours. So, you know, going to a certain phrase, you got people in your ear telling you, watch out, do this right here, or this what's going on. So you gotta watch out because you know who you dealing with. I'm one of them people ain't scared of nobody. So before I let somebody try to put a rope around my neck and hang me, you just gotta see me. So it wasn't about none of that. It's about protecting those I care about because I was the only one gonna do it. So when people go to talk about this, you talk about this.
So hold on.
They could just talk.
So you put everything on Thug to protect the actual person? Is that what I'm getting? Because I'm like, I see here, Woody ass is trying to spin real bad, and he fucked me up with the last spin. But this spin, like, okay, quarterback, we finish watching this in a minute. Yeah, Woody full of shit, because that nigga spinning like hell, okay? Oh, I'm not talking with it.
One thing we can do that is not anything of substance that is important is I want everybody to speak into your mic and let's make sure each of them works all not at the same time, one at a time. And if there are any that don't work, I'm going to try to see if we can get a hold of one that does. So can we start with the state?
Yes, Sean.
All right, and I also am going to try to get a longer neck on each of these, which might help. But for the meantime, let's just see if it works at all. Mr. Weinstein?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Does that help at all? Did y'all? I don't know that yours works. Pull it towards you some more.
Good afternoon.
All right. Yeah, you're just gonna have to get it closer.
User error, I think, on my.
User error. Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Steele, does yours work?
They're doing a testing.
Your Honor, is that helpful?
I think we've all got to get closer to them. And I can hear, but I've heard that other people can't hear, so
Is that okay?
that's great. Mr. Sharp.
Testing, Your Honor.
Great. And then who else is left? Misty Williams.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful.
Damn, it's a woman lawyer?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
She must don't never
Awesome.
talk.
Thank you. Okay. All right, and now we have somebody here for everybody as well. So let me cross-check mics off my list. Okay, Ms. Love, was there any evidence you wanted to present or any witness you wanted to call with regard to our morning proceedings?
Your Honor, given the scope of what the court has already told us that we were looking into, I don't have any witnesses based on Ms. Bumpus's testimony. And my understanding is that it was Brady material disclosed during the June 10th, 2024 hearing in Chambers.
Correct. And what she alleges was disclosed is that Mr.
Thanks,
Courtroom
Aria.
said,
You a
I know
hard
more
working
about
woman.
the
Catch the
infinity
replay, but we
and
probably
it
be
has
here
to
for a
do with somebody
while.
that's not on trial. I'm paraphrasing, but
And so the fact that,
hang on a second.
yes,
Yes, sir, Mr. Weinstein, you
I'm
think
sorry.
there's more to it?
I didn't mean to give you side eye, Your Honor. I do believe that there was more that she said that was disclosed other than just the infinity.
Okay, what else?
Specifically, when she said that the state would not prosecute Mr. Copeland for lying except for that one thing, which she said was the murder of Donovan Thomas. I believe that was on the redirect at the very end with that.
Yeah.
That actually came through more clearly than I think anything else, Your Honor.
Okay, so,
Sorry, I'm late today.
because that did not, in my mind, amount to Brady, if the court is
Well, we know
inquiring
how your
into a
mind
different
works.
issue of.
hang on just a second. Everybody who's got a phone on you, make sure it is on silent, and you should only have a phone on you if you are an attorney or if you have a Rule 22 that permits you to have a phone. Anybody else in here should not have a phone on them at all. If you do, it should be turned completely off.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that was my computer.
Okay, it happened.
I
Oh, your
silenced it.
computer? Okay.
I silenced it.
All right, thank you.
Damn, I didn't even hear that shit.
Miss Love.
I was just saying that, based on the parameters that the court set forth, my understanding was that anything that is alleged to have been said by Ms. Hilton.
Oh, Lord, that's how they fix the damn
does
mic.
not impact whether or not Brady material was disclosed. And I'd have a different argument at the appropriate time that the court tells me is the right time to make it. But my position would be that given that defense attorneys came to Ms. Bumpus within an hour of the meeting before court went back in session and asked her, so they had information, they had, I assume, the content of
Facts,
whatever it is
Aria.
that
She
they
know
are
it.
alleging took place.
She gonna say they ain't had enough time to tell
Based
them.
on what I heard her say, told them, sort of filled in the blanks, I'm using my words, not hers, and gave to them this information. My understanding of what Brady is that
Yeah, she gonna
it
say
is
they ain't giving
information that
time.
is not available to them by any other reasonable means. And they have, obviously, they had someone telling them something about what was going on. So it's not a Brady violation if they had access to it.
What?
If there's a different argument, a different issue that we're gonna be arguing, I'll hear that from the court, but
Look,
as to
Lauren,
the
look,
Brady
sit your ass
violation,
down.
my argument is that
Y'all
based
need
on
to
her
disclose
testimony,
it,
there
not
was no
just
Brady
someone.
violation.
Let me add this, Your Honor, too, if I may.
What the fuck?
Also, the testimony of Mr. Copeland, I'm sorry, in the off-the-record meeting where Mr. Copeland...
The alleged off-the-record meeting.
The alleged off-the-record meeting.
Was that shade?
To which Ms. Bumpus testified to, where Mr. Copeland allegedly said, I can claim all of this, I can take all of this over and over again, and the all of this was regarding the unliving, the murder of Donovan Thomas. I would submit that Mr. Copeland allegedly saying, I can claim all of this, I can take all of this, would also be Brady material.
And Your Honor, again, given that Ms. Bumpus is the person testifying about it today, and that Ms. Bumpus is the person that was approached by members of the defense within an hour of the meeting, that assertion made by her, though I don't agree with counsel's characterization of it, is information that is available to them. But more importantly, Your Honor,
But
I
y'all
asked Ms.
didn't
Bumpus
tell me.
specifically what was asked right before. What she said, she understood it to mean Donovan Thomas. But I can claim all of this. My position is that it's not Brady. I can say I can claim it all too. But a hypothetical, I can. What you can do is not saying something that is.
All right, I understand your argument. So just for clarification, you said I had set parameters as to what is and isn't Brady, and
No.
I haven't set any parameters.
Line love. Line sketch
Brady
with
is
you.
what Brady is.
I agree. No, I'm saying the parameters that I was speaking of was that you were talking about. This hearing is about whether Brady material was disclosed. And my position was that what Ms. Hilton is alleged by Ms. Bumpus to have said to Mr. Copeland would not, I don't think it would amount to Brady, but...
You don't think? And you a chief deputy DA? Come on,
I just
bro.
didn't think that it was necessary unless the
She with that slow down
unless the
shit
court
again.
saw it differently than I did.
So I guess what I wanted to have us look into is
Y'all hit the like button.
whether
It's
what was
124 y'all
alleged
in
to
here.
have occurred, i.e. an off-the-record conversation that was between Ms. Bumpus, Mr. Copeland, and Ms. Hilton occurred, and then if so, what the substance of it was and whether it contained any Brady. So if you don't want to dispute whether it occurred, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to run your case, but I think that's a part of the inquiry as well. So I don't want to mislead you about that. So if you have any evidence that you want to present,
That part, because she just talking.
to dispute whether it occurred or to give us some more, shed some more
Be a
light on
witness,
that subject,
basically.
you're welcome to do that as well.
State calls Deputy Chief Investigator Antonio Long.
All right.
Your Honor, can I make a statement before, while Investigator Long is taking
Yes.
the witness stand? I am specifically objecting to the proffer of Ms. Love, always. But in addition, Ms. Love said that me and other people who represent people, God forbid, accused of these acts, knew already about the ex parte meeting and what occurred and the contents therein, and that is just false. That is just false. That was not testified to by Ms. Bumpus. What she said was they knew that a meeting occurred. No one said contents.
Actually, my recollection is that I asked her specifically that question. Did you share the off the record portions as well? And
she did say
said
that.
yes, she did.
I agree with that. Ms. Love said that before meeting with Ms. Bumpus, that me and other lawyers or people on the defense side knew about what was said at that hearing, and that did not happen.
That's totally irrelevant, so I appreciate it, but I wouldn't even accept that as any kind of a proffer of hers. But yes, so noted, and that's fine. Okay, was there anything else with regard to that? All right. So you said you weren't going to accept a proffer from Miss Love, and that's fine. You said also Miss Long? Do you mean Investigator Long or Miss Hilton, or is there a Miss Long?
I think he misspoke.
Spoke. Miss Love is who I meant, but I think because Investigator Long is taking the stand, my mind may have been been with him.
Okay. And with regard to just on that topic, the earlier proffer by Miss Love that you objected to, and you said on the record, I don't ever accept any proffer from her. And I said that's up to the court. I meant it's up to the court whether I want to hear it or not. But with regard to that, and that was about Mr. Abate, my ruling with regard to that was that's not even relevant until such point as there might be some other defense motion filed, at which point Ms. Love can call Mr. Abate. So, okay, so call Investigator Long.
Is he gonna be able to say, yo, ass, it wasn't a side conversation? God damn it. Time to get to the meat and potatoes of this shit.
Antonio Long, Antonio, last name Long, Long.
And Your Honor, before I begin, I just wanted to point out that I'd like to just make the record. I know that everyone may be familiar.
Oh my gosh, the mic. No, you about to lie.
Preliminary questions that establish who he is and where he works, with the court's permission.
Okay, that's fine, but he's going to be testifying as an expert, so let's just, cut to the chase.
That part.
To the extent he's going to be testifying as an expert right now. He's going to be a fact witness.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe we don't need to go through all of his background. All right.
Just, good afternoon, Deputy Chief Long. Would you tell the court for the record where it is that you work?
I work for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
You got the last side of the
Deputy
stuff.
Chief,
Possible.
Investigator.
Maybe.
As Deputy Chief Investigator, are you over any particular units?
I am.
All right. Are you over the unit that is prosecuting this case that we are here in trial on?
I am.
And as part of your responsibilities as Deputy Chief Investigator, do you accompany attorneys to meetings with witnesses or other attorneys?
Yes, I do.
Specifically, are you tasked with accompanying Deputy District Attorney Hilton and myself when the needs arise?
And among other attorneys, yes.
On June the 10th, 2024, do you recall that date?
I do.
And did you accompany myself or Ms. Hilton to the chambers of Chief Judge Glanville on that day?
I was with Ms. Hilton.
Was there anyone accompanying me?
Yes.
And was that person one of the lieutenants with the DA's office?
That's correct.
While, as Deputy Chief Investigator, do you give instruction to lieutenants and investigators regarding how they are to keep the lawyers in mind and keep their eyes on the lawyers?
Yes, I do. I give guidance and counsel in reference to that.
And are you all required to remain with us at all times during those types of meetings?
Yes.
June 10th of 2024, do you recall who was present in the judge's chambers at the time you arrived with Ms. Hilton?
I do recall Judge being present, court reporter, Ms. Kayla Bumpus, several deputies. It went with Kenneth Copeland, and myself and Ms. Hilton.
Was I present in chambers at the time you arrived with Ms. Hilton?
Not when Copeland was there, no.
Did I ever come back after Copeland arrived in chambers?
You did not.
So
Did
basically
you
saying
remain with Ms. Hilton
that
during
Bumpus
the
lied?
time that she remained in chambers?
I remained with her the entire time she was with Mr. Copeland.
That wasn't the question though.
Were you present with Ms. Hilton when was Ms. Bumpus in the room during the entire time that Ms. Hilton was in a room with Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
At any time did Ms. Bumpus leave the room and leave Ms. Hilton in the room with Mr. Copeland without his attorney?
No.
Oh, they trying to say Kayla lying because she said she went to the bathroom, remember?
Were you present in the courtroom today when Ms. Bumpus testified?
I was.
Did you hear Ms. Bumpus talk about an off-the-record conversation that took place between Ms. Bumpus, Ms. Hilton, and Mr. Copeland?
I did.
Don't they got cameras in the hallway?
During the time that you were in chambers with Ms. Hilton, how many times, if any, that you all went off the record?
Make sure I understand your question. How many times do we go off the record?
Yes, and let me back up and ask you this. Were you able to discern when you all were off the record?
Yes.
How?
When the court reporter was not documenting what was being taking place.
Was there ever a time that you all went off the record at either attorney's request? That is either Ms. Bumpus or Ms. Hilton's?
From what I recall, there were times we stepped out of the room so that Ms. Kayla could talk to Mr. Copeland. And then the last time, there was a conversation before we went back on the record.
At any time that you all stepped out of the room so that Ms. Bumpus could speak with Mr. Copeland, did you observe me going to that room?
No.
Now, when you said there was a conversation that took place the last time, would you please tell the court what you're referring to?
The conversation I believe Ms. Bumpus is talking about right before we went back on the record, there was a conversation where Ms. Hilton spoke with Ms. Bumpus and Copeland before the judge and the court reporter went back on the record.
Did that conversation take place following a time when Ms. Hilton exited the room so that Ms. Bumpus could speak to Mr. Copeland? Or was that a time when you all were sitting in the room and you just went off the record?
That was a time where we took a break, and before we came back on break, it happened. If I'm answering your question, if I understand your
So
question.
basically, it was a fucking side conversation.
Did you all leave the room when you said you took a break?
Yes, everybody left the room,
Okay.
except for Mr. Copeland and the deputies.
Okay. Did Ms. Hilton have any contact with Mr. Copeland during the time that Ms. Bumpus was not in the room?
No.
I'm walking back and forth from desk to desk.
Do you have any memory of Mr. Copeland saying something akin to, I can claim all of this?
No.
Were you and Ms. Hilton within close proximity, within 2 feet of each other during the entire time that you all were in chambers?
Yes.
Are you able to say whether you all would have been privy to whatever was?
Y'all hit the like button for me.
If you heard it, she would have heard it.
Correct.
If you heard it, she would have heard it.
Do you recall speaking with Ms. Bumpus and Mr. Copeland about the Donovan Thomas murder?
No.
Generally speaking, starting there, would you tell the court what you recall talking about?
I'm unclear as to when you're talking about. Starting where?
During the time that you were in chambers with Ms. Bumpus, Mr. Copeland, and Ms. Hilton, can you tell the court the topics that you discussed? That not you, but Ms. Hilton and Ms. Bumpus and Mr. Copeland discussed?
The topic at that time, Ms. Hilton just made it clear to
Investigator Long.
that she expected him to tell the truth, and that if he was going to get on the stand and claim something that he know he didn't do, then she would be looking at prosecuting him for perjury.
And so I'm clear, Is this on the record or off the record that this conversation takes place?
This was off the record just before the judge came back in.
Have you had an opportunity to read the entire transcript of the intaker's hearing?
I have not.
Man. He still said it was an off the record conversation. The fuck?
Mr. Copeland making any direct statements about his involvement in the Donovan Thomas murder.
He never mentioned anything about involvement in Donovan Thomas murder.
Do you recall him making any indirect statements or statements that could be construed as an involvement in the Donovan Thomas murder?
No.
I bet you don't.
Did Ms. Hilton, during her conversations with Ms. Copeland, while you, Ms. Bumpus, Mr. Copeland,
Not Miss
Ms.
Copeland.
Hilton, the court reporter, not the court reporter and the judge, in other words, during an off-the-record conversation, did Ms. Hilton,
Hey, back
Okay.
up. So, is it your testimony that there was one brief off-the-record time when Ms. Hilton, Ms. Bumpus, and Mr. Copeland were all in chambers, but before the judge was back in chambers? Or just tell me, maybe yes, no?
Yes, we broke so someone used the restroom.
Okay.
And before we went back on the record.
So who is the
that's
someone?
when,
Because you painted it like Kayla was
Kayla
lying.
had the conversation before Miss Weaver began to record everything.
So Ms. Weaver was sitting in there.
She was not in there at the time they were off the record.
Okay, well, I mean, you can be off the record and still have the court reporter sitting in there, so I'm just trying to
No, she
get
was not.
clarification. So this was after a bathroom break.
Right.
Ms. Hilton and Ms. Bumpus head back into chambers before the court reporter and the judge are back. Is that right?
Well, I want to say Miss Weaver did come in,
Okay.
and then Miss Hilton did ask she needed to say something with Kayla and Mr. Copeland before the judge came back on the record.
And Mr. Copeland's in there at that point
Mr.
in time.
Copeland was in there.
All right, and so what is the substance of that very brief 2-minute or whatever conversation?
It was Miss Hilton explaining to Mr. Copeland that if he did get on the stand and take credit or tried to take credit for something he didn't do, she would then
In
seek
particular,
prosecution for perjury.
Donovan Thomas death.
Seek prosecution for perjury.
And did she talk with any specificity about
He just said
what
it.
crime or crimes that would include?
She did mention the Donovan Thomas
Murder.
case, and that if you got him claim something that he knows he didn't do,
Yeah.
and we had proof that he didn't do, then
Like
she
Kayla
would prosecute
said.
for perjury.
All right, and so
This witness was useless, lying love.
your recollection is that that conversation occurred off the record before the judge was in there?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a recollection of a very similar conversation also occurring on the record?
No.
So if it's reflected on the record, then that's the conversation that occurred?
Say it one more time, Judge.
Were there two very similar conversations about that?
Seemed that way because
Saying,
I'm confused what
if
his
you
purpose was.
get up and say something that we know you didn't do, we're going to prosecute you for
But that's in the
felony, or I'm
transcript.
going to prosecute you for perjury.
During the course
Yeah.
of the
Getting a
conversation,
judge.
Mr. Copeland's concern appeared to be his statements or inconsistent statements.
I'm talking about just the off the record now.
Who the
Just
fuck
off the record, it
hiring?
was just in reference to him taking responsibility for something that he didn't do.
Okay. I have no idea why that phone is ringing or how to turn it off. This is not my courtroom, so we're just going to ignore it. That phone being the desk phone on the bench for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so
Even the fucking phone's going crazy and they.
All right, and you only recall one conversation about that, whether it occurred on or off the record?
I only recall one conversation specifically in reference to Miss Hilton saying that she would seek perjury unless it was some blatant lie.
She would or she would not?
She would not, unless it was a blatant lie. She wasn't concerned about inconsistencies
Facts,
that she
Lou.
would use impeach. She would just impeach him for inconsistencies.
Okay. So, do you recall any conversation where Ms. Hilton says, and this is on or off the record, Ms. Hilton essentially says, look, if you get up there and you claim something, that you're the one that did something, and I flat out know you didn't do it, I'm not going to prosecute you for perjury for that because I don't know what your reasons might be.
And that's in the
I
transcript.
don't recall a conversation.
So, man, get this nigga off the stand.
I do know that she used an example that she would have to corroborate something before she prosecute.
Yeah, lying love, this was
The
useless
extent
witness.
of the off the record before the court got back in their conversation was her essentially just saying, what?
Yeah, you sounded so confident, Long. What about now?
Her conversation was in reference to him getting on the stand.
Seemed like the defense, if you ask me.
That he know that he didn't do, or falsely admitting to something that he did after receiving use immunity.
All right.
It ain't something you said, the murder of Donovan Thomas.
Thank you, Judge. Did Ms. Hilton attempt, or did she make any effort to explain perjury beyond
The Mike No
just
love line.
described to the court? Do you remember her doing that
To do this off the record or just in general?
in general?
Yes, she did.
Was the conversation that you are relaying to the court that happened off the record, did it refer to matters that you later discussed on the record as well, or
He
not?
don't recall. He basically just said that to the
All of
judge.
it, in a sense, was stuff that per se was explained on the record. It was just clarifying what would constitute perjury versus inconsistent statements, or whether she would need to impeach him.
And showing you, for instance, just page.
I don't believe nobody from Fulton County DA at this point.
line 11, I'm sorry, line 19. If you just take a look at it, is that an instance that
I think this gonna backfire on lying love.
broadly in nature to the type of the conversation that took place off the record that you were just describing for the court? And by that, I'm talking about where Ms. Hilton is saying that's different, referring to the word purge. And Mr. Copeland says that can get me back in jail. And Ms. Hilton says yes. And Ms. Hilton in line 24 of page 50 says, it's not what you're saying, what you're saying is not perjury. What you're saying is what we call a prior inconsistent statement, and so forth and so on. Is that the type of conversation that took place off the record?
Objection, lady.
Sustained.
It
Sustained. Ask a different question.
Yes, Your Honor. During the conversation off the record, did Ms. Hilton endeavor at any time to help Mr. Copeland understand the difference between perjury and purge?
If you remember.
I don't remember if that was substance of the off the record. I do know during the course of the meeting, she repeated that several times, trying to explain the difference between purge and perjury.
And off the record, the comments that Ms. Hilton made regarding hypothetical instances where perjury could be occurring, did she clarify for Mr. Copeland in any way? Did she seek to clarify how she would be able to distinguish between perjury and something that wasn't her?
Objection, lady.
Overruled.
The off the record conversation was very brief and very short. And then
if he got up on the stand and admitted something that she could prove he was lying about.
Yeah, is this you asking during the off-the-record conversation?
Yes.
Okay.
He said he wasn't going to do that.
And what is it that he said he wasn't going to do?
Get on the stand and lie for something he didn't do.
Do you have memory of him
I'm missing a
asking
charger.
or saying something about not going to say that he killed Donovan Thomas?
He did use that word. He said he wasn't going to take credit or say he did something he didn't do.
Do you recall that those words you just spoke were in response to a question about the murder of Donovan?
It wasn't a question specifically about Donovan Thomas. It was a question about him getting on the stand. It was a statement about him getting on the stand and taking credit for something he didn't do.
And broadly, do you recall Ms. Hilton making comments about Donovan Thomas that Mr. Copeland didn't make any comments about?
Other than if he got on the stand and took credit for something or said he did something that he know he didn't do and we knew he didn't do. That was the only statement she made, and then he said he wasn't going to get on the stand to do that.
And then he say, y'all don't know what I did or didn't
Do
do.
you have any memory of Mr. Copeland, either on the record or off the record, saying anything about a gray infinity that the state, about having information about the infinity that the state doesn't have?
He never said anything about infinity to me or Miss Simone, Miss Hilton.
He said that's it.
Did you ever,
I don't believe
did you
y'all
ever
did.
to find out what they had told Ms. Bumpus privately? I don't want you to reveal if you heard it. I just want you to know, if you ever endeavored to find out what you did say in private.
No.
He said it. Where my other charger belong? He said it. I don't believe none of their asses.
And would it,
Go ahead.
would it have stood out in your mind if Copeland had made any kind of inculpatory remarks about?
Hell no, to fuck up his case, he investigated.
Definitely.
He full of shit.
Remark about the murder of Donovan Thomas, then we would initiate investigation, and I would assign one of those lieutenants to assist me with looking into that.
He
Do you
full of
have any
shit.
memory of any exculpatory remarks Mr. Copeland made about any defendant currently on trial or not on trial regarding the Donovan Thomas case?
I don't believe him,
Yeah.
personally.
Go ahead. That's fine.
I don't believe him.
Does your memory of what took place during any portions of the conversation that were off the record, does your memory align with what you heard Ms. Bumpus testify about regarding off the record conversations?
The restroom break, just the restroom break.
And what about the content of the off the record conversations? Does your memory align with what her memory is that she testified about?
Not for the majority of it, no.
Would you tell the court any discrepancies between what you recall and what you heard that she recalled?
The off the record, like I said before, basically Ms. Hilton having the conversation about Mr. Copeland getting on the stand and taking credit or claiming something that he didn't do, that we know he didn't do. That was in just the gist of the off the record conversation before the judge came back in.
And what, if anything, did you hear Ms. Bumpus talk about that you have no memory of?
I know Kayla going crazy.
Testified in your recollection did not happen.
The incident about the infinity, him claiming that I can claim all of this.
Basically shit that's gonna sink your damn case. You ain't here. Conveniently.
The part about you coming back the second time, that's what stands out to me right now.
Yeah.
And was
Y'all gonna hear me
eating
eating Jolly
interactions
Ranchers.
between Ms. Hilton and Mr. Scratch that. Your Honor, that's all the questions.
All right.
Good,
Thank
just
you.
sit your ass down. Shit.
Anybody from the defense side have questions for Investigator Long?
Y'all must be still walking up. I like all of them. Oh shit. Damn. I went to see what kind I was eating. And it fucking failed. I gotta go get me another one. Damn, where it fell to?
About the
Damn, where it went?
the record
Gotta find
portion
that.
of the
You done had inks in my house.
June 10th, 2024. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And if I have mixed up what's off the record versus on the record, just correct me. I'm trying to understand myself. Okay? All right. First of all, the off the record portion of this ex parte meeting, you said that Miss Weaver
Oh shit, I almost failed.
did come in to the judge's chambers, the judge's back room and chambers during that discussion, correct?
Everybody was coming in initially.
Okay, and that was before what we're deeming the off-the-record conversation, correct? And Ms. Hilton specifically requested Ms. Weaver not to take those communications down, correct?
I wouldn't say she directed Miss Weaver, but she did say she wanted to talk to Ms. Bumpus before we went back on the record.
She made the request, Ms.
Yes.
Hilton. Okay, and that was to remain off the record was requested by Ms. Hilton and Ms. Hilton alone.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I get a little clarification there? So this is after the restroom break, right? Or whatever kind of break it was?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and when Ms. Hilton said, I want to speak off the record to Ms. Bumpus for a minute, was Judge Glenville already in that room by then or not?
He had stepped in and ended up stepping back out.
Okay, and so, all right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Ah, shit, I done hit my toe.
You indicated
I know that shit hurt.
that
Hit the like button
off
for
the
my
record
toe. Shit.
portion, Ms. Hilton stated to Mr. Copeland that she would not pursue perjury charges unless it was a blatant lie. That was said during the off the record portion, correct?
No, that's not what I testified to.
Okay, when was that stated?
I don't ever recall her saying that she wouldn't seek charges unless it was a blatant lie.
Okay.
I think she was trying to explain the difference between the inconsistent statement and then a outright lie, if I can use that terminology.
Well, what did she say?
What do you mean what she said?
Well, you said that when I said she would not pursue perjury unless it was a blatant lie, you said that was not what she said. So what did she say regarding that?
And off the record,
Yes.
her statement or comment to Mr. Copeland was that if you did get on the stand and you took claim or took credit, this would be paraphrasing, for something that you did, then knowing that you didn't, knowing we know you didn't do it, then she would see perjury charges for that.
Okay. And
Right, man.
you indicated, my understanding of your testimony is you indicated that at some point Ms. Hilton specifically referred to getting on the stand and claiming responsibility for the Donovan Thomas situation. Is that correct?
Yeah, if he took credit for something he didn't do, yes.
But specifically, it was stated the Donovan Thomas situation, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that was out of Ms. Hilton's mouth.
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Hilton specifically
Getting an A.
during the off the record portion referenced Mr. Copeland taking credit or taking responsibility for the killing of Donovan Thomas.
Yeah, it didn't come exactly like that, but yes,
And Ms. Hilton specifically said that if Mr. Copeland did that, she would seek perjury charges against Mr. Copeland.
Oh, shit.
If he got up and he took credit for something he knew and he didn't do, yes.
Well, you keep going back to you didn't do, but in the fact is, in that off the record portion of the conversation, it wasn't just generally something we know you didn't do. She specifically said
It was both.
killing. Okay, so it was specifically something we know you didn't do, and then she also said specifically for claim responsibility for the killing of Donovan Thomas. Okay, so to your recollection, if you recall, prior to Miss Hilton, did Miss Hilton just bring Donovan Thomas that case into the discussion, or did Mr. Copeland say something that Miss Hilton was responding to when she warned him not to take credit for the Donovan Thomas killing?
That's the question.
What did Mr. Copeland say before that prompted Miss Hilton to start talking about Donovan Thomas's murder?
Mr. Copeland didn't say anything. I can only, I believe Ms. Hilton was attempting to just explain, because he had received use immunity, not to go in and try to claim something that he didn't do because he received use immunity.
So your testimony is Mr. Copeland didn't bring up Donovan Thomas, but Miss Hilton brought up the dominant Donovan Thomas murder.
Right.
Did Miss Bumpus bring up the Donovan Thomas murder prior to that?
Not that I recall, no.
It was DA's office.
And how was it determined when Ms. Weaver was going to start making a record of this meeting again?
I don't know how to determine.
Did someone call her in? Did someone ask her to start recording now or taking minutes now?
Yeah, I believe if you're asking what made her prompted to,
Yes.
yeah, we said,
Who was we?
I don't recall if it was Ms. Hilton, but Ms. Hilton may have said we're finished talking when we called everybody back in.
So Hilton was running the show, basically.
And instructed the meeting to go back on the record. Instructed that the meeting should go back
I
on
don't
the
know
record.
if we instructed, but we were clear to go back on the record.
Way to go, Sharp. Getting down to the nitty gritty.
Thank you.
I like his line of question was precise and just own it. Y'all hit the like button. 147 people in here, only 26 likes. Come on now. We having a hurricane party. Hurricane Debby is on the way.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, bless.
Y'all make sure y'all have y'all
Can I
supplies
ask you a
together.
couple of questions?
Yes.
What was your understanding, if you had one, of why you were having this ex parte meeting?
Sustained.
At what point were you initially told that you're going to this ex parte meeting? I want to know which part he was there for. The beginning part, you said he came with Miss Hilton. I want to clarify.
Ask your question again.
At what point did you become aware that you're going to this ex parte meeting?
I'll allow that.
I believe that morning.
And when you say that morning, was it before the meeting began? Do you know when the meeting began?
It was before.
Okay.
It was before the meeting.
And who alerted you that?
Ms. Hilton, I believe. Yeah. Of course, we had to escort him over to the judge chambers.
And did you escort, when you say them, who did you escort? Say one more time.
Ms. Hilton.
And was Adrian Love already there in the meeting, or did she come with you or go after you?
She was already there.
All right. Now, how often, besides this day, have you had these type of meetings with Judge Glanville?
With me, just this one.
How about with other people that you know about?
With Judge Glanville, no. Never happened with Judge Glanville.
Well, in this case.
Just this one.
So he wasn't there for Friday, obviously.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the defense?
I think enough has been said.
Go ahead.
The judge look tired today.
Did anybody tell you that was not to be told to other people who are not invited to that meeting?
What's the relevance of that?
The state of Georgia, I objected to it, made a statement that I somehow knew about this beforehand, which is not true. So I want to ask if anybody directed anybody to tell somebody from the defense, not tell anybody from the defense.
I'll allow it.
Mm.
I did not represent to the court.
That's fine. It's all right. I'm going to allow the question.
No. If I understand you correctly, did no one tell me not to say anything?
One more time you spoke very fast.
I'm sorry. What was your question? Did anyone tell me not to say anything about this meeting?
Yeah.
No.
Did you tell anybody about the meeting? Did you personally tell anybody? Me, any of the other defense lawyers, any of the people accused of this meeting?
No.
Thank you, John.
Mr. Matthews. While Mr. Matthews is making his way
Right.
over, what is your recollection as to sort of
Facts, Jason. This shit
when
crazy.
during the meeting, like within the first 10 minutes, within the last 10 minutes, right in the middle, if you recall that the bathroom break and then short off the record conversation occurred that you testified to?
This was near the end.
Near the end? Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Mathis, how you doing?
Doing well, thank you. Just a couple of questions. Did you have any recording devices in the meeting yourself?
No.
Did you
Nah,
make any
shit.
written notes of any of the
Back
meeting
away from the
yourself?
mic.
Okay. And just for the record for today, you were actually in the courtroom during the time that Kayla Bumpus was testifying before this honorable court, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you know this morning before court that you might be testifying about this matter today?
I did not know.
Okay.
I could ponder, but I did not know.
Okay. All right. That's all I have. Thank you.
Ponder.
All right. Anybody else?
Oh Lord, love get a chance to say it again. Please don't have nothing. Please don't. Oh shit, she getting up.
When you spoke about the comment that Ms. Hilton made about claiming something that he didn't do, or the Donovan Thomas murder, did she qualify her comments in any way? Did I hear, did she tack on anything about if she could or couldn't prove it? Or did she just say, if you do this, I will charge you with perjury?
She consistently, if she's mentioned charge, she would say that she would have to corroborate anything before we charge. But she did mention the fact of I can only speculate. I use the word.
Yeah, y'all
The
done fucked
concern
up.
about him trying to take claim for something after receiving free use of it.
Y'all done fucked up church's money.
And were those comments that she made, that you're talking about, also accompanied by any kind of explanation, like if I can prove it, or?
Yeah, because she mentioned the fact of if we know you didn't do it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anything else from the defense? All right, is the transcript before the witness at this point? I don't know where it went to.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, can you flip to page 41 and take a look at, well, the end of 40, starting at line 20, and then review that through the rest of the rest of page 41. know when you're done.
Okay.
I'm like, damn, Judge, give him time. I'm like, damn, you might be a slow reader. Shit. Y'all hit the like button. Get the likes up. 149 people watching, only 27 likes. And one of those are mine. It's like, come on, people. We've been hard at work today. Today has been crazy. If y'all missed part 1, make sure y'all catch the replay from part 1. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. YSL Rico trial live underway with commentary by yours truly, Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork. Although I ain't got to do no paperwork with this. This is 4K. Oh no, talk your junk. Jason? I think Jackson. It's Jackson. Talk your shit. Run it up.
All right, is it a fair characterization that during that portion of the meeting, Ms. Hilton, Ms. Bumpus, and Mr. Copeland are talking about what might or might not get him charged with perjury or false statements?
Yes.
And does Mr. Copeland raise the issue of murder and whether it has a statute of limitations?
Yes.
Okay, and does Miss Hilton at some point after that talk about if she knows that he's lying about something and there's no other evidence, what that might or might not result in?
He's still reading? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Do you recall whether the off-the-record post-bathroom break conversation occurred before
Thank you,
or after
Michael.
this
I will.
off-the-record conversation?
Just pray my light stay on.
Give me just a second. A little pass. Just to make sure.
Sure.
He like, fuck. All my investigation, I was about to go down the drain because it's bullshit. Matter of fact, I do need to do a weather up check. I said up check. A weather check too. To see what's going on. So far. Look a little cloudy, but not too dark out there. Hit the like button, share the live. If y'all think they should keep YSL after all this, keep YSL in the chat. If you think they should let them go, free YSL, man, in the chat. I'm in Houston. We was out of power for a week, man. Listen, no 4 hours the other night drew me crazy. No Wi-Fi, no nothing. But I got my battery charged, my battery pack's charging now.
Okay.
So that I can keep my phone charged and stuff. I got all 3 of them on the charger.
The entire rest of the transcript, do you think you might be able to figure out about when that break and off-the-record conversation happened?
I've been saying free YSL. Ain't nobody type keep YSL yet today.
I might not be able to, but if you can, let me know. If you can't, let me know that as well.
Blue. It's either YSL. Don't just everybody. Now y'all talking about just free slime. I ain't gonna have it in time, Michael. I ordered it the other night when the power went out. It ain't gonna be here in time. It's supposed to start getting nasty tonight into the morning, all the way to Thursday. And our roads already buckling because we done had a lot of rain. So yeah. So y'all pray for me, man, that my power stay on. Because y'all know I be live every day, dropping content every day. That's going to mess me up. Y'all know I'm on the grind right now as far as with my channel. And that's going to really throw me off. But hey, it is what it is.
Y'all, I believe.
Ellen, what's up? Shit, that's my ear. I might say, damn, it's raining already.
52.
So my phone went off. Look how the judge look.
Can you find out whether that's somebody who has a Rule 22? And if it is not, they cannot come back in with that phone. Thank you.
That judge look like how my grandma used to look.
Okay, that's all.
Like citrus. No.
run, I believe, 52, around 13, 14,
Okay.
when we come back in.
So basically, right now, what I'm getting, Kayla and Long got a difference of opinions of where this conversation took place.
And a break is actually indicated at lines 9 through 13 or so. Is that right? Okay. And then at line 14, the court remarks, Mr. Clopen, have you had an opportunity to talk with Ms. Bumpus, your lawyer, and Ms. Hilton, the state's counsel? Have you got any other questions?
Yeah,
So it's right before that the off-the-record conversation occurred? Okay, thank you.
Judge, don't buy that shit. He
Any
lying.
other questions by any counsel? Defense counsel? All right. Anybody else? Silence equals none. Okay, Ms. Love, anything?
Please, no. Sit. Ah, shit. She irks me every time she stand
On page
up.
40, lines 20 through 25, when the court refers to comments made to Mr. Copeland earlier by Ms. Love, did you ever hear those types of comments made by
Oh,
Ms.
shit.
Copeland?
My bad. I done scared the shit out myself just now. Hey, the truth team over here said free YSL, man. They playing. Free the YSL 6, because I don't know what
Was
kind of
there any
games
time
they
you were
playing.
aware of that Chief Deputy Love, myself, would have been in a position.
Girl, fuck your title. Talking about Chief Deputy Love. You ain't no damn chief shit. You just wear a title.
You want to route it all.
Okay.
I ain't later hurt my damn nerves in this case.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, investigator, thank you. You may step down. Any other evidence, Ms. Love?
Please say no.
Not about,
Please say no. I'm over you.
no, Your Honor, not at this time.
Thank you.
Any rebuttal evidence from anybody on the defense side of the room?
Now, I think that is rain.
Anything y'all want to suggest that this actually means?
Hold on. Is that rain? Rain? The rain has begun. The rain has begun. Y'all supposed to stop till damn Thursday. If I ain't got something, I'm shit out of luck because I ain't going out there. I need to download some games on my tablet too,
So,
just in case.
Your Honor, there's a case that I believe that Mr. Steele has shared with you. I'm trying to get this site right now. Ford Motor Company.
Thank you, Kia, for the cash app. I just happened to look down at my phone. Appreciate it.
And that case deals, that case, when we've been discussing this in the past, there's been suggestions that if there was judicial misconduct or what we believe is judicial misconduct from this side of the room, or if there was prosecutorial misconduct or what we perceive to be prosecutorial misconduct from this side of the room, that the remedy was with the bar. And that case, the Ford case, indicates to me that Your Honor in the trial court can play an active role in fashioning remedies in the case of judicial misconduct and or prosecutorial misconduct.
I don't know about judicial misconduct. That's not what that case stands for.
Prosecutorial misconduct or lawyer misconduct, I should say.
Violations of the state bar rules.
Yes, and can I go get one thing from this?
Sure.
Y'all be safe. If you're in the path of the storm,
So I filed a motion on Friday.
Yes, I worked diligently over the weekend on writing an order with regard to that motion. I haven't gotten to the Brady portion of it yet.
So, and I appreciate that, Your Honor. I appreciate the attention that you've given it. My
Hell yeah, she
that
knows a
motion
mistrial.
in the beginning, it lays out things that I've observed, that I've felt have been highly irregular about this case. The point of my inclusion of that in my motion was not to draw extra attention to it or for anyone to feel sorry for me or anything else, because it's really about my client, Mr. Stillwell. But the purpose of it was to try to inform the court, at least from my perspective, and I think the perspective of some of my colleagues, that things have been irregular in this case.
That's an understatement.
And that there are real life consequences and consequences to the trial when we perceive what we believe is the lack of an impartial trial judge and also of prosecutorial misconduct.
Throw the whole shit away.
Communications in themselves, I don't believe that there was a valid reason to initiate the meetings. I believe that the state and members of the state's prosecution team in particular took something very small and jumped to unbelievable conclusions as a way to get their foot in the door of the judge's chambers to have a discussion. And there were at least 2 discussions that took place. I'm assuming that there was a third discussion which may have strictly involved the grant of immunity.
Right.
Right.
I think we cleared that up on Friday because we specifically asked, was there any hearing or any kind of ex parte, anything with regard to getting the order, or was it just the motion being filed? So I don't have any reason to believe there's yet another one, but
hell.
Right. And you know, there's a
never know.
Case that
These people shit.
It was just for the purposes of granting immunity may have been a proper ex parte, but these were not. The substance of these meetings exceeded what is appropriate. They violated Uniform Superior Court Rule 4.1, which says that judges shall neither initiate nor consider ex parte communications by interested parties or their attorneys concerning a pending or impending proceeding. Georgia Code of Judicial Conduct Rule 2.9 prohibits ex parte meetings except for a narrow exception: scheduling administrative purposes or emergencies that do not deal with substantive matters or issues on the merits. Provided that, so we don't believe that it falls under an exception to begin with. Provided that the judge reasonably believes that no party will gain a procedural, substantive, or tactical advantage as a result of the ex parte communication.
Shit, not in that case.
In my view, the transcript reveals open discussions about you're going to testify, you can say you don't recall. They're basically walking through the procedures for laying a foundation for prior inconsistent statements.
I agree.
To say that doesn't put that meeting with just the judge and the witness who has been sworn in doesn't put the state at a tactical advantage over the defense who's excluded. I don't believe that to be the case. Secondly, even if it falls under the exception, the judge must make provision to promptly notify and give the parties the substance of the ex parte communication.
And y'all went through hell getting that shit.
We were not promptly notified. We found out through I keep saying doggedness and happenstance. I believe that's what it was. We learned about it, and then when we asked for an opportunity to respond, we were promptly greeted with an invitation to go to the jail for 20 days. So that was violated. The Georgia
Bring this shit home,
Professional
Shark.
Responsibility Rule 4.2, regarding communications with a person represented by counsel. The state, it's the worst kept secret in this courtroom that John Melnick represents Kenneth Copeland. Worst kept secret. Everyone knew that. I knew that, and that's why I called Mr. Melnick.
Okay.
The state is somehow claiming that in this case where the world is watching, it's a huge case, that they did not know that Mr. Melnick was representing Kenneth Copeland, and they went behind Mr. Melnick's back and initiated conversations with Mr. Copeland. Let's be frank, all these gentlemen are facing RICO charges with overt acts going back to 2013. So this is not a case where Mr. Copeland could not possibly be prosecuted. He could easily be indicted. He could easily be indicted and put with the rest of the gentlemen who are severed off of this case and be in Rice Street right now. He was in legal jeopardy when the state was seeking to speak to him
Off your shit.
His attorney. From our perspective, that was a knowing violation of Georgia Rule of Professional Responsibility 4.2. Additionally, Your Honor, there's Bar Rule 3.3, candor towards a tribunal. Now, I can't flesh this out without Ms. Love taking a stand. I would love to ask her about
this shit. Line Love, take the stand. That's what we need.
To grant Mr. Copeland immunity, in paragraph 12, I believe it is, they specifically stated that a member of the defense team had contact with Mr. Copeland, and that prompted him to begin to assert that he was going to exercise his Fifth Amendment right.
Oh, shit.
I would prefer that since there continue to be allegations back and forth amongst the lawyers, that we specifically get what is actually stated in there instead of, and I know you're not trying to misrepresent anything, you're trying to give it your best recollection, but let's get the actual motion and read the actual words.
Yep. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's getting good now. Y'all know it's getting good because my ass is still on here. Y'all know I'll be like, oh, see y'all tomorrow. It's getting good now.
I've got it right here, Your Honor, from Ms. Persifield's email to us.
But they got definitely fixed that mic because that shit aggravating.
I've got it. If you've got it at hand, go ahead. But if you don't, I've got it.
Okay. I'm trying to find out exactly. Try to figure out where it was. Okay.
Get in there. Get in there.
Paragraph 11.
Yes. It says Kenneth Copeland has been subpoenaed to testify in the above style case. Copeland is the next witness scheduled to testify in this case on June 7, 2024, beginning at 9:00 a.m. On June 4th, 2024, and June 5th, 2024, investigators with the Office of the Fulton County District Attorney coordinated and arranged with Kenneth Copeland to provide Copeland transportation to court on Friday, June 7, 2024. However, on Thursday, June 6, 2024, after an encounter with defense team members and members of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, Copeland stated to an investigator and to an attorney with the Office of the Fulton County District Attorney that Copeland may attempt to plead the Fifth to avoid testifying against members of YSL. I can only speak for myself. I did not have any encounters with Mr. Copeland on June 6, 2024. I don't believe that any of my colleagues did. I don't believe any members of the defense team did. I don't believe that what's asserted in paragraph 11, to my knowledge, I don't believe it to be the truth. If it is not the truth, and again, I would love to inquire, but Ms. Love would be a witness at that point. Bar Rule 3.3, candor towards the tribunal, would also have been violated. The reason I focus on the violation of these rules is because of the Ford case and the proposition that we can do something about this besides.
This shit got me staring at the screen like, what the fuck about to happen?
That makes sense because it's ultimately.
What y'all think about to happen? This shit got me, my nerves bad.
But, and I say the transcript establishes that it did happen. And you have the transcript, Your Honor. We have in the transcript the state and Judge Glanville both asserting, both affirming each other that Mr. Copeland can essentially be incarcerated indefinitely until this trial's over, until the trial of the co-defendants is over. That, to me, is coercion. That's intimidation. We have other examples where Mr. Copeland is given
what's up, Jeff?
what I would say incorrect legal advice about what his exposure is for these allegations and his potential criminal liability. That is coercion. That's trying to convince him to take the stand and plead so that the state can then impeach him with his prior inconsistent statements, presumably.
And that's what they wanted.
Mr. Copeland, the act of him taking the stand as a result of those ex parte communications has prejudiced, has harmed all of these young men in court here today. So there has to be relief beyond bar issues for them. And I'm not going to repeat everything in my motion. You have my motion. I know you've read my motion. But they have a right to a trial. They have a due
constitutional right at that.
Right to a trial free of prosecutorial misconduct if that misconduct rises to the level of a due process violation. They have an absolute right to a fair trial and due process in front of a fair and impartial trial judge. They also have the right to be present at all critical stages of the proceedings, including, I'm saying, and I think it's fairly clear, that those ex parte communications talking about the witness under the Scudder case that I provided to the court before, that was a critical stage and they were unlawfully excluded. And of course, there's no way we could have acquiesced because we knew nothing about it ourselves. So those are all violations that have harmed these individuals.
He's going for that acquittal, y'all. He's going for the acquittal.
I believe that the facts are there for you to consider disqualification of district attorneys in this case.
Which you already
Mr.
denied.
Steele's going to argue that further. But also, I believe that the facts are there under the Wilson case, as well as the
You about to hit that acquittal.
State v. Jackson, 306 Georgia 626, Anderson v. State 285 Georgia Appeals 166, and Wilson v. State 233 Georgia Appeals 327. Wilson v. State 233 Georgia Appeals 327.
All right, and those are the three cases that y'all gave me a couple of days ago.
Go in. And the reason I cited those cases, because it's not often, well, it would be never probably, that a district attorney or prosecutors going to
right, do the right thing at this point for sure, pretty, because this is crazy.
These cases looked at the egregiousness of the violation, the experience of the prosecutors involved.
Yeah, Chief Deputy
Ms. Love
District Attorney.
is a chief deputy district attorney in the office, head of the unit
All right.
that deals.
Can I interrupt you for just a minute? So all of this is in your motion, and if and when we get to that point, that would be an appropriate argument, but let's
Okay, well that
pause it for now. I have it.
You asked where we are right now, and that's from my perspective. That's where we are right now.
All right. And I don't mean you can't argue anymore. I just mean the information about their qualifications is in your motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge is over it.
Okay, and if Mr. Steele's gonna argue as to something else, that's fine, but I had said a little while earlier that with regard to Ms. Love, your proffer about what Mr. Abadi might or might not have to say about Mr. Melnick's representation was not yet relevant. I think it is now relevant, and the proffer has not been accepted, so if you want to present evidence as to that, that would now be appropriate.
Let's get it.
And I don't mean this very instant, because I'm going to hear from Mr. Steele, but we now know that is an issue, so you can go ahead and get him lined up. Thank you.
All right, we getting somewhere. Okay. All right, Judge, I feel you. Get all the details before you make a decision. I got you. If y'all remember Mr. Hubadi is who Melnick said he talked to back in 2021 about Kenneth Copeland either being a defendant or a witness. He done proffered that to the court multiple times, even in front of Glanville. So we'll see. They bring him to the
I'd like
stand.
the court to consider the case that was announced to this honorable court by Attorney Shard. I emailed it earlier today to your honorable court's co-worker and all the parties. It's Ford Motor Company versus Young, and it was 322 Georgia Appeal, 348. It's in Division 3, 745 Southeast 22299, 2013 case. And what our second highest court wrote was, and I've given a copy actually to this court. And,
Oh, yeah, I got the copy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
it's on page 8 of 9 of the copy I've given. It's on the right-hand side, first full paragraph. And it specifically states that in the center, and we have previously held that trial courts may disqualify attorneys for violations of the disciplinary rules. We held that the trial court erred in ruling that because sanctions for violations of disciplinary rules appear to be the exclusive province of the Supreme Court of Georgia, not of the trial court, it lacked authority to determine whether plaintiff's counsel violated 4.2, Rule 4.2 of the Georgia Rules of Professional Conduct, and therefore should be disqualified. We noted that the determination of whether an attorney should be disqualified from representing a client in a judicial proceeding rests in the sound discretion of the trial judge. So I'd just like you to reconsider your order, not disqualifying Ms. Hilton and Ms. Love, and you've inherited a case that has a lot of history and a lot of it bad. And I put into my motion, I could go over with the court, and I also attached the YouTube links. It's on July 10th, 2024. I also filed a case, the link goes away, I filed on a thumb drive to preserve it. So that's with the clerk's office, and a copy was sent to the prosecution as well. But it started before, but an opening statement. I don't know if you read it. So
I read your motion and I looked at the portions that you were talking about.
Hurtful. It's hurtful. And then as of last week, a new court comes on. It's almost like a breath of fresh air. It's all new. And again,
Rocky, this beyond wild.
By Miss Love, that was the fourth time
Oh, shoot, my back.
talking about a duty that is intentionally and knowingly not followed through by me, and I owe it to her. And I saw your email saying whoever wrote that, you come into court. I understood it.
I don't think Ms. Love did herself any favors with that.
Well,
waivers have to end. You know, I'm not trying to, I've never done this before in my history of living in a courtroom, but it's just not appropriate that I can't accept a proffer from a lawyer. I've never said that before. I've never uttered any of those words. So I'll leave it with you. My point is, it doesn't end. There have been no sanctions. It's been ratified almost. And it's from everything. It's just, I put in paragraph 2, just choice examples from my memory. But it is constant. You know, there are great people.
I think it's too soon to call that, Rocky, but it's looking good for the defense so far.
I'm asking you to disqualify because it's just not, at some point, the message needs to be sent that this is not the state of Georgia, this is not our bar.
All right, thank you. As I understood the gravamen of your motion that you filed since I've been the presiding judge to disqualify Ms. Love and Ms. Hilton, it was because you needed them as a witness, and that was the basis of my ruling. And in Mr. Sharp's motion that is under consideration right now is a request, again, to disqualify them. And I know that I previously said, y'all, that's a matter for the bar. And when I was talking about that, I essentially meant the, and I don't want to call it bickering back and forth because I'm not sure it's been back and forth to any large extent, but that kind of thing, the whatever it is that had been talked about before, that's what I was talking about. I will tell you that this court takes Brady violations very seriously, and I mean everybody.
We can tell because she's taking it serious today.
And I am considering that right now. So rest assured that I am aware and have been aware that I have the authority if I choose to remove them. So, all right.
But you can tell she's taking it serious because she's fucking going along with it today.
Jill,
so I will give her that.
State on this,
I will give her that.
I believe she really will. Present some testimony to counter the melding. You know, that you knowingly contacted Mr. Copeland, knowing he was represented by Mr. Melnick.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
All right.
What we did was ask that our witnesses be summoned, if you will.
Okay.
If the court would just give us
Sure. Why don't we take a convenience break, and can you let a deputy know when you're ready with somebody, and we'll come back out.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, I don't even know what to say right now. But we waiting on what is it? What's his name? Rimaldi? The dude from the DA. I'm assuming it's a dude from the DA that Melnick testified to earlier that he spoke with back in 2021 in regards to Kenneth Copeland being a witness in this current case. So, yo, we definitely about to ride this one out, okay? Alright, let me see. I don't think, did they give a time on how long we was going to be out? I think we was just in recess for a minute. Alright, so what we about to do? Let me check this. Y'all know we under a storm watch, so I need to check my weather. Ooh, look at them storm bands. Ooh, look at it. Tropical advisory just for our coast, but look at that. Sheesh. All right. What was the last update? I gotta check my weather real quick, y'all. And then we're gonna go from there. Is it 5? Okay. Our governor is gonna hold a briefing at 5. So okay, I gotta remind myself. Let me write that down so that I can remember. Just in case I'm still on live, I need to watch that at 5. Alright. I think it's no other. I think that's it. I don't think we got no other updates.
Babe, I'm buying this umbrella.
New blender.
How about side chairs?
Cutting board?
A bar cart.
Love it. Budget?
Got it back from beyond. Every
Oh, that shit going crazy in Florida right now. Okay, so it done went down to a tropical storm, so it's not a hurricane anymore. Is it going to storm in Greenwood? Where is Greenwood at? Greenwood. That's up like past Newberry. Well, you talking about Greenwood, South Carolina? Ain't that's like up past Newberry? I'm not 100% sure how where Greenwood is. We was watching Woody thing earlier. I guess we can finish that real quick too. I forgot about that.
Just don't, when you see me, you can.
Oh, George, I'm not sure.
Try to put me in a position where I had to show you. You get where I'm coming from? Because I don't want no smoke. But I ain't portraying to be something that I ain't. You can say what you want to say. Anybody can say what they want to say. It's the action that come behind what come out your mouth. Is you ready for what come with it? I ain't trying to be tough, a gangster, none of that. I'm trying to live my life, raise my kids. This event that turned out, you know, I'm thankful for it. I just hope, I mean, it worked out in everybody's favor. And they, you know, situation, you know, we all can learn from it and be able to get our life back on the right track.
Yeah, they better learn to stay the hell away from you.
So what's the things that you learned about the system, right? Because, you know, once you get in the system, it ain't no getting out. You know what I'm saying? What they say is it's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out. You know, when we look at these videos, we see a lot of manipulation. You know what I'm saying? From authorities. You know, and listen to the way they saying things. Tell us about that.
So it starts with the mind. Once you put in your mind, it's easy to get in and hard to get out. It is hard to get out of trouble. But once you change your mind and be like, okay, I'm just let this be my stopping point. I ain't finna go hang over here, I ain't finna do none of that. And you go this way, it's strange stuff. You can be able to succeed in life. But if you continue to choose to walk down this same path, this is what's gonna happen. It's a madness. You know what I'm saying? Everything you do, because you already flagged. Once you get in that system, it's like, damn, the judge don't know me. The judge reading a piece of paper that say he been arrested 50 sometimes, he committed many crimes. Some of these crimes have charges been dropped against me, but by I've been locked up, they still have it on my record. You see what I'm saying? To be able to profile me still. So it's just like, man, it's damn near impossible. Unless you just be like, you know what, this is enough. I'm gonna move away and start my life fresh.
I joined the Army after 9/11. Because
Y'all know, I ain't gonna lie, I have been one of them people like, yeah, you know, yo, hey, take advantage of this situation. Y'all know when it comes to witnesses and cases, I have said compared to the last witness that came across, you know, Woody is actually more entertaining on the entertainment side. Like, he is just like naturally funny. But these in-depth type interviews with these questions, I ain't really feeling that part. Cause like, I tell y'all, listen, Woody full of shit to me, like on some real shit, like all bullshit aside. Like, I like his entertaining aspect, and like when he be cutting up on lives and joking around. Yeah, but when I'm just not feeling these, because to me it's like he be spinning. Like, what is you talking about? Like, you still ain't even owning up. Like, bro, you got these people in jail. Like, to avoid you going to jail, I don't agree with that. Like, that's wild. And then your base is always like, your come up is like Young Thug. You basically coming up off a Young Thug situation, right? That you technically indirectly, like, I'm gonna say indirectly, because at the end of the day, everybody made that whatever they did do or didn't do. But I'm just not, I don't know. I just don't be feeling that. So, like, listen to this, just be like, yo, what is we doing? Like, it's cool for him to, like, tell his story and all that, but he's sitting here saying, like, oh, we can get past this, we can do that. Like, bro, what the fuck is, like, I don't know. That's just me. I can't. But we got, like, what, 4 more minutes of it.
If you want to think you can be smart and get away, man, that place went.
So out of all the different times you've been arrested, the biggest case you had was being caught with the weapon, right? Like, you ain't got like no attempts or nothing like that on your name.
No, I had a few aggravated assault, but it was nothing. They charged me with murder in like 2015 or 16, but they dropped them charges.
You should have said who murder it was.
Yeah, I go to jail for petty stuff. People just call folks like, hey, what did you do this?
Now, why he ain't say who murder it was?
Going back to when you
now,
mentioned,
DJ, you ain't know who murder it was to bring it up.
Come from a lawsuit, you know what I'm saying? When you were growing up, can you tell us who are some rappers that you listen to?
We're not about to do that. Like, we're not about to do that. Alright. Shout out DJ, you shout out Woody. Y'all go check that out. Speaking of YSL, I was on Instagram a minute ago. And Trump, yes, Trump had something to say about the YSL case right now. Who was that? Was that Fuchsia's? I seen that on? Yeah, it was Fuchsia's. Alright, hold up. So, Donald Trump speaks on Young Thug's RICO case. He got to be treated fairly.
Patriots said...
Is that Aiden Ross? Holy Lord.
When they go on after him, and I hear Young Thug is being treated... I heard the name.
Yeah.
I heard it from other people where they say he's being treated very unfairly.
Very unfair.
So he's got to be treated fairly.
Please.
He's a patriot.
Well, if this shit go left, and he get reelected back in the office, hey, he might pardon Young Thug, I guess. Like, I kind of thought it was gonna be a little more. Let me refresh my screen. Like, oh yeah, he definitely. If Kodak got one, he'll definitely. But the crazy part is it's gonna be messed up because he ain't gonna pardon all of them. Like, he ain't gonna pardon YSL. Thug, he probably will pardon, but the rest of them gonna be. I just don't think, again, I'm only gonna say the 6 that's currently on trial. I'm not sure, about the other ones, but as far as how everything, I'm saying, is being brought up in this current case, they need to let these 6 go, because this shit here has been a shit show. So, yeah. I will say this. The judge said right now what's before her is if it was any Brady violation. So hopefully they don't take long for what's his name again? Pagardi or whatever his name is to come in, and let's see. Because I feel like that investigator didn't really help the state like they thought he was gonna help. What's up, Nikki? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it left more questions to the judge. That's why she was like, you know what? I said it wasn't relevant earlier, but now it's relevant to bring old buddy in there. Because now the question, I guess she want answer is, did, in fact, the state attorney office know that Melnick was representing Woody? And that's the case. For one, they violated his rights by even talking to him knowing he had an attorney. For two, You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else you would want to know for that. Because I kind of feel like the bigger question is, and I think they're going to have to call Woody. Because now that I think about it, because did in fact the conversation, Woody wasn't in there. Maybe I'm tripping. Well, anyway, the bigger question is, did in fact the state, meaning Hilton, withhold Brady information from that sidebar conversation that they tried to prove didn't happen, but all they did was prove it did happen. Yeah. So that's that. Let's see. I ain't trying to get off topic because we gonna be right back up in here in a few minutes. Like, they didn't give a time frame, we just waiting. So yeah, we just here, man. We just waiting for them to come back. I'm about to check the weather because right now I'm about to start putting my batteries in my things. Oh, if you are in the line of the storm, make sure, okay, you get your supplies. It's already raining here. So if y'all got water, need water, all that, y'all make sure y'all go get that, okay? Make sure if you don't have one, and maybe you can't get one right now, but make sure y'all have your weather radios, okay? Make sure you get your weather radio. Just in case the power goes. You can still have access to the storm information. I'm charging up my battery packs right now. And yeah, that's pretty much. So y'all, we just here. Money bags, this is beyond the longest trial. Okay, beyond it at this point. Like, I don't even know. Hold on, I gotta walk across the room. So is this not charging? Ain't that about a bitch? Or is it just dead? I need one more charger block. Like, all these devices in here and I only got 2 charger blocks is wild to me. It's wild to me. I gotta have another charger block somewhere. Alright, hold on. I need to put this on the charger. I'll be right back, y'all. Man, all that stuff, y'all see all that stuff I got on that doggone stand. How I don't have no more charger blocks. And y'all better not be talking about my bonnet, okay? So we just sitting here waiting, y'all, to be honest. I don't have nothing to talk about per se. Because I'm trying to stay on top of YSL. Since that's basically what this live is about. Where my batteries? So I'm just about to check all my flashlights while we wait. I went and got my batteries. Have a good day, Jeff. About to put my batteries in my thing. I wonder, hold up. Everybody, yeah. I don't have much to say about what's going on right now because, like, I pretty much been giving my commentary throughout, so I don't really have much to say other than I wonder what old buddy gonna say. Y'all have my little letters. These back when Dollar Tree was just really Dollar Tree, $1. I've had these things for a minute. Where are my bottoms at? None of these have a bottom. Ooh, it's bright too. Oh shit, I can't get it turned on. Alright. So that one is good. That one seemed a little dull. Oh, there we go. Alright, that one's good. Oh, shit. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. My lights are low on this live. Money bags. Yeah, I just look when Blue said that made me look down. Money bag ass is crazy. Hey, that now fake food they be serving back there. And then didn't he have like an issue, like a health issue while he was back there, like with his kidneys or something? Or did I make that up? Now how are these batteries out? Ain't that battery? Okay, so what people didn't tell me is buying these ones. Hey, these ones here, nobody told me that these batteries ain't worth jack squat. So, that's gonna be useless, but that one ain't working. Ooh, shoot. Hopefully they don't have us sitting here all day. Cause let me see. Did we ever finish watching? Yeah, we watched that already.
Witnesses for
Oh,
the
we
state.
back. We
Brady,
back. Thank God.
Get that person on the stand. All right.
Abadi is his name. Abadi.
I remember one time when I was called as a witness in a case for some very ancillary matter, and we're so used to being the ones examining, we're not used to being the witness. And the direct finish, and I got up to leave, just like all of the lay witnesses who have no clue, and then I felt like it'd be, but oh well, maybe Mr. Abate won't do that. We'll see. Here, coming up to the witness stand.
Can you see that light?
Officer of the court. Whatever.
He said, don't treat him like he nobody.
He wasn't sworn in, but yes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chief Deputy Abadi. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Just for the record, would you state where you work and what your position is?
DA's office in Fulton County. The chief deputy of the major.
Okay, we can see that
All
one.
right. And February the. Please slow down.
It's A-B-B.
He looked agitated already.
And I said chief deputy of the major crimes division.
February of 2023, where were you working within the DA's office and anywhere?
Same position.
All right. During that time, do you recall having a conversation with an attorney by the name of John Millman regarding a person by the name of Kenneth Copeland?
Yeah, it was a conversation on a Zoom call where Judge Whitaker was on the call and heard all the contents of what I'm about to testify to. Yes.
All right. And would you tell the court what the purpose of that Zoom call and that conversation with Mr. Millman was?
It was related to a bond order or bond conditions for a bond order for his, I think it's 22 SC 182, I think maybe 134
it was his possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and reckless driving, is what it was.
Okay. And did you have occasion to look at the bond order and see its contents, or the proposed bond order? Had the state proposed the bond order?
Yes.
And did the state's proposed
Blue.
bond order have any reference to or any conditions that are related to Mr. Copeland's witness, position as a witness in this case, 22 SC 183572?
No, not to my recollection specifically, no.
Did the bond order or the proposed bond order reference co-defendants? Let me ask this. Are you familiar with the co-defendants on, or the defendants on indictment 22 SC 183572?
Some of them, yes. I tried. I think Khalif Adams was somebody who I was the prosecutor when he was convicted of murder.
And the bond order, did it reference some of the defendants on this case?
I think it referenced all of the defendants on the case involving Jeffrey Williams.
All right. Did the bond order, well, Your Honor, I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the bond order, which is in this case.
I'll take judicial notice of it, but I'm also just gonna print it out right now and make it a part of this record, so it'll just be easier.
And I did misspeak and say, in this case, it is actually in Mr. Copeland's 22 SC case.
Yeah, 22 SC 182134.
Thank you. Would you please tell the court the content of the conversation, communication you had with Mr. Milton?
Just throw the mics away.
On
Shit.
that day?
Yes, it was. So it was me, myself, Abigail Potter, who at the time was the trial division lawyer assigned to Judge Whitaker's courtroom. Judge Whitaker and Mr. Melnick, and I believe Ms. Rosser, case manager who set up the Zoom link, was on the Zoom, and it was just a discussion as it related to the bond conditions for his possession of a firearm by a convicted felon case that was before Judge Whitaker, and the conditions that would be included in it.
Was there any part of that conversation that referenced Mr. Melnick representing Mr. Copeland as a witness in this case?
Yes, specifically, and the reference is that Mr. Melnick was all hot about the fact that I was on the call, representing, as a representative pretty much for you as a member of the team for this case, because he specifically said on more than one occasion that I'm not here about that case, I don't represent him on that case. The only case that I have before this judge that I represent Mr. Copeland on is the 22 SC case. He said it over and over again, and he kept making snide remarks as it related to you and the district attorney's office, and eventually me, to which I said, I finally interrupted him. I said, we're done with your used car salesman, stuff. And that's when the judge was kind enough to intervene and say, all right, whatever, we're here just for.
Not y'all made the judge a witness again.
You don't represent him in the YSL case because there's nothing to represent him on, was the gist in my recollection.
And when you're talking about the 22 SC case, are you solely meaning the one Mr. Copeland faced charges on, criminal charges on?
Yes, the one that was before Judge Whitaker that we were there for to, negotiate and agree upon bond conditions for. I think it's 22 SC 182, I think it's 134. And the charges were possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and I think reckless driving. I think this all happened February 24th of 2023.
Do you know whether that Zoom call was transcribed or whether or not there was a court reporter on that Zoom call?
I'm not sure, but I don't remember seeing. I think it was Miss Evelyn, who was the court reporter back then. I don't recall.
Do you recall how many times Mr. Melnick stated, with any degree of emphasis, that he did not and was not representing Mr. Copeland in his capacity as a witness in 22 SC 183572?
2 or 3 times, and it was all in relation to the state's request that he be fitted with an ankle monitor, and that was particularly angersome, I guess is the correct word, as it relates to Mr. Melnick's reaction, because that's when he kept saying, this case has nothing to do with that case, I have nothing to do with that case, I don't see why he has to have an ankle monitor.
Are you familiar with what it is that the state is trying to secure with the ankle monitor?
His location at all times, I suppose.
And are you familiar with
Familiar with what, girl?
Did you speak with Mr. Melnick at any other time regarding his representation of Mr. Copeland as a witness in this case?
No, I try to avoid him as much as possible.
I had a feeling they ain't get along.
Represent to you that he represents Kenneth Copeland as a witness in this case.
No, it was the exact opposite in front of the exact same judge that we're sitting before today.
Melnick ass probably turning red with anger on his way back up there.
There you go. Here's the bond order.
Showing you State's Exhibit 2, which I'll mark, which is a copy of the filed bond order. Is that the bond order that you spoke with Ms. Mellon about on the date that you're speaking about now? Or is there?
So this would be the bond order that came from the conversation we had in February 24th of 2023. This is this is stamped from March 3rd, so there would have
Yeah, we pulled that up. Y'all remember?
Was to negotiate and come to some sort of agreed upon set of bond conditions as it related to Mr. Copeland and being released on bond for the 22 SC 182134.
So I guess him and Melnick was like still in love on that case.
So this would have been the product of that conversation.
Okay, thank you. That's all that I have with this witness, Your Honor, for right now.
All right, any questions by any of the defense attorneys for this witness? Nope. Ms. Weinstein, Mr. Matthews, Mr. Harvey, who I can't really see over there in the corner. Is he even there? Is Mr. Harvey over there? Anybody for Mr. Harvey's client? Any questions? Okay, great. Thank you for your time. You may step down. All right, call your next witness.
State calls Attorney Peter Herzog.
Okay.
So who is Peter Prezat? Is that the one he said he talked to in 2021? Maybe I had the names mixed up. Whew. This shit here tough. Okay, somebody losing their job. This is wild.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, do you want him sworn or do you want him to testify in his place?
I'll have him sworn.
All right, yes, please swear him.
Peter, P-E-T-E-R,
Sean, you funny.
T-Z-O-G. T-Z-O-G.
So I'm a senior assistant district attorney in the anti-corruption unit of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
Anti-corruption.
Since I started in the office, about a year. I think I started March of 2023.
So who the fuck was around in 2021?
Yeah, I think it was March. I've been here about a year and a half.
Have you ever worked in any unit besides anti-corruption?
I did a short stint where I screened cases and then I cover a court part for a complex, but I've always remained in anti-corruption.
So who the hell is he?
As an attorney with the anti-corruption unit, have you ever had an occasion to speak with Mr. John Melnick about a person by the name of Kenneth Cole?
Yes, I believe so.
At any time during those conversations, did you ever, in any way, seek any information regarding Mr. Melnick's representation of Kenneth Copeland as a witness in the case 22 SC 183572?
No.
Did you ever, in any of those conversations, have any occasion to talk with Mr. Melnick about his representation?
I ain't say nothing for online love. I'm ready for her to sit her ass down now.
No.
She marking shit on that notebook like she doing something.
Mr. Melnick reference either myself or Deputy District Attorney Simone Hilton.
No, not to my recollection. No.
Have you ever been asked by either of us or anyone prosecuting the YSL case to reach out to Mr. Melnick?
No, absolutely not.
Is this the longest you and I have ever even talked?
I believe so. I think I ran into you once in the hallway.
Like, who is he? I'm confused why he even on there. Did Melnick mention him or something? Did I miss it?
Did the matter that you spoke with Mr. Melnick about have anything to do, in any tangential, direct, indirect, any way, have anything to do
Oh, the voicemail.
22 SC 183572 or the criminal indictment that preceded?
Absolutely not. No.
So what the fuck you calling for?
Was the case that you spoke with Mr. Melnick about a case that was in your unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh no, KM, you can go suck a dick somewhere and get out my damn comments. Bye. Now I'm quiet.
Were you ever
Cause you can't hear me no more. Y'all weird ass people come say the same shit. Go watch it on Law and Crime if you don't want to hear my commentary.
Kenneth Copeland as a witness in this case?
No, ma'am.
Did Mr. Melnick ever just tell you, hey, I'm representing Kenneth Copeland as a witness in the YSL case?
No, not to my recollection.
So you should be able to recall. You only been there a year.
March of 2023. I don't recall.
Yeah, I bet not.
Yeah, I'm not certain exactly where the
Man, Sean, okay?
I'm sure it's somewhere with the court reporter.
People come off here. Be quiet. Like, bruh, take your ass over there and listen to it directly.
I'm going to show you what has already been
Heavy on the mom's basement part.
admitted as defendant Williams number 4, Your Honor. And I'm going to show you ask you to take a look at the bottom portion of defendant Williams number 4. And ask you if you recognize or if you
What the hell is she trying to prove?
as the time frame that you reached out to Mr. Melnick.
I don't recall.
The time, yeah, I did reach out to Mr. Melnick. It could have potentially been around that time frame. If you'd like, I can go into more detail.
Yes, please.
So we were investigating as part of anti-corruption. We were investigating.
Without getting into the details of any anti-corruption case
Okay.
at all.
There was an allegation down here in relation to this case. I reached out to Mr. Melnick to see, as per our usual in our unit, to speak with every witness. And I believe I asked him if Mr. Copeland wanted to talk about that specific matter.
So he even called Melnick to talk to him as a witness. The fuck?
I believe so.
So was Mr. When you reached out to Mr. Melnick, where and why did you seek to go through Mr. Melnick to get to Mr. Cole?
Because if I remember correctly, he represented Mr. Copeland in that other matter.
To your knowledge, had that other matter been resolved?
At the time, I'm not sure if it was resolved at that time. I don't believe so. I think that's why.
That even shows how careless they was. He even went, the newbie went and talked to Melnick. And y'all did.
Anti-corruption matter. Did you speak with Mr. Melnick regarding anything else related to Mr. Cole?
No, ma'am.
That's all I have.
All right. Any defense examination of this witness?
No, because he just proved it. He even reached out.
No, I did a thing. I wrote a check mark, and I don't have to do that off.
Okay, probably have one more. Is that okay with everybody if on states 4, Miss Love White felt the check mark she inadvertently wrote on states 4, which is why I don't like to ever handle the evidence because I'm constantly taking notes and then I end up writing on the evidence. Is that okay? All right. Thank you.
With the court's permission, I'll do that after Mr.
Get in there, Shark. Bring us home. Bring us home, Shark.
Yeah, Mr. Sharp.
So, from what I understand, March 2023, you are working for the DA's office of anti-corruption.
Correct.
Okay. And you are building up a case?
Yes. I'm investigating a case, not building up a case. I'm investigating a case.
And is Mr. Copeland the target of this case?
No.
Okay, so he is a witness.
Yes, he would have been a witness.
He's a fact witness, I assume?
Objection, Your Honor, to
Sustained.
What kind of case is it?
Damn, Woody.
Well, can we just leave that it's an anti-corruption type case?
I ask, was Mr. Copeland a victim?
No.
So he's a witness?
Well, it's...
Yes. Do we need a bench conference?
Woody working. Shit.
Okay.
Damn, Woody. What the fuck? What the hell Woody got going on? Like, what the hell he got going on? He about to be a witness in a whole nother case? A good question would be like, is any of the defendants here part of that investigation? I would have asked that. They call Woody for all the cases. That's wild. But anti-corruption... That's an interesting department. Yeah, we've been going strong today. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. We've been going heavy today. It's been going crazy. Shout out to all my new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. All my new viewers, make sure you hit the like button. Again, this is not a straight through watch it and don't hear nothing. I commentate throughout it. If you don't want to hear the commentary, y'all see where I'm streaming it from, Lauren Crown. Feel free to go watch it. You know, this is a at will viewing platform, okay? But yeah, you definitely will hear the commentary for sure. We done had some traffic through here today, okay? We done had about 20K. What to do? We getting good. We getting good at this. They having a sidebar because I guess the matter or the substance of the questioning about why this anti-corruption lawyer was reaching out to talk to Woody.
The earphones work right now, so what I'm wondering is if y'all would be comfortable with Mr. Sharp relaying the substance of the bench conference, or if each of you wants to try to come up and gather around, or...
And Your Honor, since we cannot have, since we don't have the ability to let it be heard, I'd ask the court, ask whether each defendant waives their presence at the bench conference.
So do the attorneys want to come up, or? Okay, so I know the defendants normally are able to hear what's going on. I'm sorry we're having technical difficulties. Apparently you need to put these things on their charger pretty frequently in order for them to work, so I'll know that for the next time. One of your attorneys is going to come up and listen to what the substance of the bench conference is, and then I am directing them to return to the tables and let you all know what we talked about. I want to find out whether that's okay with each of you defendants. And also, I am happy if you're not satisfied with what the attorney has told you about it, then you can let me know and I can say, well, here's my take on what happened, okay? So, Mr. Kendrick, are you okay with Mr. Weinstein just coming up and then telling you what we talked about? All right, how about you, Mr. Huey? All right, thank you. Mr. Williams? Okay. Who else do we have? Mr. Stillwell, are you okay with that? All right, and then Mr. Ryan, you okay with that? All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Damn, this must be some juice.
So y'all can't even...
Damn, the hell they talking about over there? Ooh. They got it going on in there. I don't know why I cut this light off, because now I'm getting sleepy. But we here. We done been live a total of what? 4 hours the first part 1, 2.5 hours this time, so 6.5 hours. Whew. It's been a long day. A long day. They're having a sidebar. So we're going to let them do that. And we're just going to wait here. Shout out to everybody that's working today. Shout out to those that have been rocking with me all day for part 1, part 2. Shout out to everybody. Oh, why they doing that? Oh, is it? No, it ain't 5 o'clock yet. Now, y'all know at 5 o'clock I got to watch my South Carolina briefing about the storm, okay? Because while I do enjoy doing content with you guys, I got to know what's coming my way. Got all my, those that got batteries. You know what I'm saying? Blue said, I told you something was coming, but I didn't expect this. Yeah. I knew, they been saying all weekend that it was going to be a juicy Monday. And boy, they had to make it juicy. Because it has been definitely a day. Even from somebody trying to hack my computer earlier. It has definitely been a day. And my tech people, my tech guy 1, my tech guy 2, both cleared my device, so we good to go. But yeah, that was some weird-ish, okay? But yeah, we've been going. Today's been a good day. Even from the content, been a constructive day. Because how we do on part 1, I think part 1 we hit like 45K. So, and I think I gained about, 200 new subscribers. So I appreciate all my new subscribers. Welcome to the Truth Team. I got some new, a new document I'm probably going to drop a video on in regard to Moonwalk from the O Block Rico case. Yeah, Julio Mama did an interview with Say Cheese, so it's definitely a lot of content to get us through this storm. But for right now, it's all about the YSL Rico trial. Y'all already know, if y'all think they should keep YSL, keep YSL in check. If you think they should free YSL, put free YSL. Let me know y'all here, because, I mean, it's 88 people here viewing us right now. And I say us because it's me, it's people on the thing, all that. Only 45
And
likes.
do any of the defendants have any questions about it that they want to ask me? Okay. And did you talk to your client about it?
I will.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Spin your mic towards you.
The anti-corruption case that you were working on in March 2023, is that still an active investigation?
No, it is not an active investigation. And the investigation was wholly.
Hey, run it up.
Okay, and is there a pending case involving that investigation that resulted from that investigation?
A pending criminal case?
Yes.
No.
Now, at the time you sent this email, you wanted to speak with Mr. Copeland, correct? About the matters you were working on?
Yes.
Okay. And you have the ability, as a district attorney, you said that your understanding is he was in jail, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, and you have the ability to go to the jail at 901 Rice Street, correct?
Yes, I have the ability to go to the jail.
Okay, and as a district attorney, you have the ability to bring an investigator with you and interview a witness there, correct?
I wouldn't represent someone I wouldn't speak with someone that was represented by counsel.
Okay.
On any case, or was recently represented by counsel.
Okay, so the reason that you called Mr. Melnick is because
Bring it home.
Ethically, in your code of ethics, you would not want to speak to someone who was represented, correct?
It's all our code of ethics.
Correct. And you also would not want to speak to someone who was represented recently. Is that what you said?
I would reach out to the defense attorney prior to that, yes.
And that's what you did in this case. You reached out to Mr. Melnick, correct?
Regarding our investigation,
I understand.
the scope to our investigation.
Yeah, I understand. You were not involved in the YSL investigation, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But as part of your investigation, you reached out to Mr. Melnick in an effort to speak to his client, Mr. Copeland, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
You believe so?
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Does anybody else have questions for Mr. Herzog? All right. No?
Nope, because the point was proven.
Great for the court. I don't understand enough about it, and I understand that the ruling is that I shouldn't know about it. With the court, Mr. Williams has no objection. And if you do, please correct me. Would the court be able to find out whether this has any Brady implications from Mr. Copeland, either under Giglio getting a deal, or he did not get prosecuted because he was involved, but he was being used as a witness, and I don't have that information.
Sure, I don't either, but that's valid. Let's find that out. So you can ask that question. You don't have any objection to that question, do you, from the state? Okay.
Get in there.
Mr. Still.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'll let you know. Brady evidence, you feel comfortable talking about Brady the evidence, what is required by Brady and his progeny?
Why you looking at Love?
Whether I feel comfortable?
Yeah, do you understand Brady and his progeny, what it includes?
Don't look at line, Love.
Okay. And I didn't mean that to be insulting at all. Just, some people have different definitions of something. Dealing with Mr. Copeland.
Tweezo, what's up?
Only Mr. Copeland. Was there any type, no matter how non-promising, was there any type of agreement, promise, benefit to him? Whether that's reduced charges, no charges, he's cooperating, he's a CI or whatever you want to call it, anything to do with that?
Absolutely not. I have no information regarding the YSL case or any investigation of the YSL case. I reached out solely related to a wholly unrelated matter.
Okay, and I'm running it besides what you call the YSL case. I'm saying, was Mr. Copeland given any benefit? Forget about this indictment before Honorable Judge Whitaker. Was he given any benefit on any matter, including the matter you were investigating?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, all right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, anybody else? Mr. Williams? Okay, anybody? All right. Any redirect?
Please, no.
All right.
Thank God.
Thank you. And I step down.
Oh, because if she would have got her ass back up, I would have hollered.
Did you have one other witness? Yes. Are they ready?
Mr. Atkins to go outside and change.
Sure.
Oh. Now, who is this lady? Shoot, that they about to bring in. OG, what's up?
While we're waiting on finding that out, y'all were, I guess it was Mr. Atkins that was going to do it, so never mind. I'll wait on that one, trying to see what else we can get done while we're waiting.
Just chill, the judge. Oh, shit. On my phone about that die.
There was one matter, I guess, in relation to Mr. Copeland that I would ask that the court take notice on this since they're all under.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
The date that his criminal matter that we were just introducing testimony about was resolved. There should be within the 20 U.S.C. 134, I believe, case and honestly a disposition for those criminal charges. I would ask the court just to take judicial notice of that date.
All right, so it appears that the plea was entered on June 28th, 2023, and the disposition was filed on June 29th, 2023.
For real? Shout out to Ashley Merchant, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Ashley Merchant chew Line Love ass up in court. Like, they need to be on a case together. Ashley, I can see Ashley Merchant chewing her ass up. Like, for real, for real. Her, I ain't gonna say Hilton, because Hilton, she can't even handle a regular case. So I know she can't handle down Ashley Merchant.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't got 40 minutes. We ain't got time.
We're gonna do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Ah, shit.
And your other thing that I was looking at was I'm obtaining a certificate of service for Mr. Copeland that I believe was filed. I think he was served most recently in May of 2024. And if the court would indulge me one moment, I was just trying to determine who it was that served him, since the subject is state's actions regarding a witness, Mr. Copeland. And I would also
Oh my gosh, like, what else you want?
argue to the court that there is not standing to complain of the interactions between state prosecutors and their witnesses in this
So what you doing? Closing remarks? What the fuck?
Well, their claim is a right to be present, and they have standing to make that claim. Whether I make a determination that they did have a right to be present or didn't is yet to be determined, but they can certainly make the claim. With regard to them, are there not being standing to complain about whether the state
Don't breathe hard now,
communicated
lying
with
love.
Mr. Copeland when, according to the defense, the state knew him to be represented? I understand the assertion in that regard to be that the prosecution has violated a bar rule, and that they've also violated other bar rules over the course of this case, and that I should take that into consideration in determining whether
I see it, Blue.
to fashion. Do I have that about right? I'm getting nodding yeses. Okay. So yeah, they can assert that to the court.
And Your Honor, as I obtained for the court that those final two pieces of information.
Okay.
Oh, this lady.
I asked for the court to review this for like this.
You always need a moment.
And
Y'all done had 3 down years. The hell? The state asks for more time than anybody. They always need a moment, time, a second.
I'm not even sure which one you're talking about, but sure, if it's relevant, I will unseal it. Can you let me know which one it is?
it was a certificate of service and it was filed on. Okay, that's what we're doing today.
Okay. It's and that's in which case? This YSL case?
Yes.
Okay.
YSL. It's that YSL shit.
So I actually, once you let me know what it is, I actually, because I'm the court and I can, kept a copy of what is in each of the sealed filings once I reviewed it, so that in case we needed to see something again, I didn't have to do another order unsealing and resealing. So those are in an envelope in my litigation manager's office. And when you let me know what it is I'm looking for, I'll just pull it out of there.
There is a certificate of service for Kenneth Copeland that should have been reflective of the subpoena that was served on him, I think in May of 2024.
Okay.
Without the exact date, I don't wanna, I think maybe May 31st.
Okay.
That sounds about right, May 31st of 2024.
Sure, and maybe Ms. Persfield, you already are anticipating my need and sending an email to Ms. Rosser to see if she can pull that. Thank you. All right. And then with regard to Ms. Potter, is she gonna be available in the morning, or does she want to Zoom? I don't care if we take her testimony by Zoom if nobody else does.
Please
I don't even know if she's
don't.
available, but that's an option as well.
Thank you, Judge, that would actually work out.
Tell her, pull her
Would
ass
that be
over
okay
Zoom.
if, I don't know if everybody's familiar with Miss Potter, but I don't know if is she still with the DA's office?
She is, she's
Okay. She's a prosecutor with the DA's office who used to be in my courtroom and who was the prosecutor for the case that Mr. Melnick handled on the other side of. Would everybody be okay on the defense side with us taking her testimony by Zoom here in court? If anybody has an objection, please voice it orally now. Okay. All right, so that'll work. If you can line her up for that, and I think you already have the Zoom link, we can do that.
Thank you.
All right. And as Ms. Love's doing that, Mr. Atkins and whomever from this side of the courtroom was going to work on the maybe one or two issues with Mr. Copeland's jail calls over the weekend. Did y'all get an opportunity to do that and reach any kind of resolution?
Your Honor, I have not spoken with the defense counsel in relation to those jail calls.
Okay, wasn't that your task?
Yep.
Your Honor, I will speak with Mr. Shard.
Okay. I can't remember who said they were going to do that, but I don't know. Y'all had told me at the end of Friday, before we had all of our more explosive motions put before the court, that on the jail calls that might or might not come in with Mr. Copeland's testimony, y'all had maybe 2 items that you thought you could work out everything, and there were 2 items that were still kind of in dispute.
They ain't listening to the judge.
There may have been Ms. Hilton.
It might have been, I don't know.
Just get him.
I was out a little bit on Friday, but did Mr. Steele not deal with the jail calls at the end of the day on Friday?
I mean, so what we ended up doing was saying, oh, we may be able to just come to agreement on everything. So give us a little minute over the weekend and we'll get back to you. Anyway, apparently nobody did it, but y'all did it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tonight.
Apparently nobody did it, Judge.
Your Honor, may I be allowed to step outside the courtroom for a brief 5 or 7 minutes?
To line up Miss Potter?
To line up Ms. Potter and to speak with another member of our office.
Okay, so we will take another break and be back whenever you let a deputy know that you're ready, okay? Which hopefully won't be more than 10 minutes. All right.
I said they on another, shit, they on another damn break. Oh, that's stretched. Y'all, if y'all been sitting down like I have been in an uncomfortable chair, y'all need to get up and stretch. That's what I'm doing. And I've been bouncing from station to station working on stuff. This has been a day. So what we waiting on? They said 10-minute break, and this is kind of giving me flashbacks from Judge Glanville. All these breaks. All these breaks. All these breaks. Yeah, I'm glad but you know what though? I'm glad they decided to do the, what the thing called? The Skype, or whatever they said. Because listen, I want this ruling today. Y'all think she gonna give a ruling today? Or we might still have to wait till tomorrow. I hope she ruled today. I hope she ruled today. Oh, it's hard. I feel like I worked a whole shift today. Jesus. Alright, y'all. We're gonna hold it down. We done made it this far. I'm gonna stay on. Y'all know I'm about ready to say, alright, y'all, see y'all tomorrow. But I'm gonna stay on. We gonna rock it out. Is this charged yet? Dang, that one must have been completely dead. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on. Ow. I might even go ahead and watch the interview after this, just to go ahead and get it done. I was gonna save it till tomorrow, but I don't know, I might just go ahead and watch it. Who else we on my interview today? I don't know. But y'all, we just shooting the shit till they come back on. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. I gotta do some content videos. Make sure everybody subscribe over to my my vlog channel. Okay. Make sure you subscribe over to my vlog channel. This is my vlog channel. Make sure y'all subscribe over there. Over there. You said how was fully okay? What you mean how was fully okay? You know, I'm glad you actually mentioned that. Hold on, let me drop this link. Y'all subscribe to my second channel, Mickey True Vlogs. I try to drop a video twice a week. I used to post these on this channel, but I felt like just putting it on a whole new channel. So y'all make sure y'all go over there. Like questions that y'all be sending me, that y'all be wanting to ask me, or maybe something y'all may say in the chat. Now I don't get to answer. I add it to a video. I may do a video. So, you know, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah. I need to check something. Hold on. Y'all remember the other day, and I supposed to have stayed on topic, but I need to check something real quick. So, what I'm looking for. I need to check something. I can't see y'all comments right now. Damn, I forgot. That's fucking Florida. Alright, I'ma wait. I forgot. Shoot. They actually ain't hit with the storm. So I forgot their office is closed. So, shit. I totally forgot. Alright, so yeah, we gonna have to wait, y'all, because I'm pretty sure what I'm looking for is not gonna be available yet because of the storm and everything being closed. But I'm gonna look real quick just to see if I doubt it, because they done been closed. Oh no, it's in there. It's in there. Alright, I gotta say that though. Damn, I gotta say that for another live. That's gonna be too much to put on this one live. Well, let me take a look, because they might not even have shit on there yet. What they got? What they got? They got that shit sealed. What is it? Alright, yeah. They ain't got well, even on this paper, alright. Damn. Oh, no. I'ma wait. I ain't gonna do it. This whole live is about YSF, and I start adding it. What I will say, so far, I will just go ahead and say this. Y'all know the other night we was looking and trying to see if this so-called report is available that people kept saying that said the girl that's the suspect in the Julio case was at the party or something. I still don't see it. But I'm going to do a live on that. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do a live on that, though. I just can't. I'm just not gonna do it right now because, you know, this ain't even the live for that. So yeah, I'm gonna do a Julio live. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Damn. I'm gonna do a fresh live after this. We gonna be on this bitch all goddamn day. Alright, y'all. We gonna finish out this YSL live, okay? After this YSL live, we gonna do a Julio live. Alright? And matter of fact, we're gonna do Julio, and we're gonna add the document I told y'all I had to go over anyway for Moonwalk. So yeah. Alright, but yeah, tap in Dan with me on the next live. I'm gonna go live after this. Cause we like 3 hours in on this live. I'm gonna do a Julio. I'm gonna go live again. Third time today. God dang it. Third time today. But we gonna go live for the Julio after this. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Cut on your notifications. Yeah, we're gonna get into I can't say too much right now because we still on the YSL. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and schedule. Damn, can I schedule it now? And I wonder what time this is gonna be over. Let's see. Yeah, once the YSL one is over, we'll yeah. Y'all got it all wrong too. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, we're gonna do a Julio live next. We're gonna do a Julio live next. Hey, if y'all down in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, especially along the coast, y'all be safe. That storm was nasty out there. And we'll watch his Julio mom's interview on that live too. Damn, I'm ready to get in that now. We gonna wait though. We gonna wait. We gonna run it back. Cause some of my viewers don't be in on the YSL, but want to be in on the Julio. And some people want to be in on the Julio and not the YSL. That's why I want to do a separate live, y'all. Damn, and I got to watch the thing in a minute. A lot going on. In a minute, I think I'm going to be in a hit 10 hours for today. When you add all my lives together, I'm going to be in a hit 10 hours. So, yeah. Y'all make sure y'all stay close. I'm glad I kept my hair up in the bonnet today. All right, hold on. What's a good time? What's a good time to put it for? I don't want to pre-schedule it and then I ain't gonna be ready. So yeah, y'all just hold tight. Soon as I end this live, when YSL is over for the day, we're gonna just start right back up with the Julio live. I'm sitting here reading, y'all. What is taking so long? Come on, let's get this shit done. Alright, well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. While they doing that, if they don't come back soon, y'all gonna be watching the press conference with me for South Carolina until they come back on. If they don't come back on soon. I kind of want to see this through. I'm about ready to just say, forget it, you know? Especially if they ain't gonna finish this today. Be patient. Damn. And I was about to say something. What's up? That's gonna be a good live. Y'all, I don't know what they doing, but they need to come on, get this shit going. I'm ready to switch topics now. I think the excitement for the day with the YSL, the ran its course, she talking about tomorrow. Like, bruh, get this shit over with today. What is this about? Oh, come on. Thank God. Because I'm like, Jesus, y'all. I was losing interest in this shit.
Alright, were you able to get this covered? So, Judge, my request is that the court allow us, if I call her, to do it in the morning, and to also allow us to, because we've got the case that. Hang on. Oh, sorry, they said we're ready. So we just kind of assumed we were ready. Hang on.
Facts, Lou. Facts.
There are some empty chairs.
said this one. I had no walked off.
That's everybody, all right?
I'm about to say.
Thank you, Judge. The state is asking if the court will allow us an opportunity to respond to the Ford Motor Company case that we provided today, and in making our final argument, and to allow us, if we decide the need to call 88 Potter. The main thing that I wanted to get out was
they might be closed tomorrow.
When Mr. Copeland pled, and I haven't had an opportunity to talk to her about that. I think she was the one that represented the state in that plea.
Yeah, she was, but I mean, I told you that he pled on June 28th of 2023.
Right. When I first started looking at Abigail Potter and had the 3 names.
Oh, okay. So you may not need her after all, then that's fine. Yeah, if that's all you needed her for, it's in the court record.
Okay.
And I have taken judicial notice of it. And then a response to the Ford case, I mean, with regard to whether that's the law or not, or whether that's an appropriate sanction. Yeah, yeah, sure. You haven't had a chance to take a look at it, sure. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, that's fine. You can make whatever response, if any, you want to in the morning.
Shit, they ain't getting hit by no rain or nothing down there?
Outside of Ms. Potter, I don't think that we would have any other persons to present, but if we did, we would have them here and ready to go first thing. I just wanted to review all of our notes.
I thought their ass was closed tomorrow.
Every issue that was raised here today is addressed.
Okay.
He's trying to buy
That's
time.
fine.
Thank you.
And Miss Rosser's looking for that certificate of service of the subpoena. And
I know that you keep copies, so I can get one of those too.
No, they ain't got that. They closing. So maybe they ain't gonna get no storm down there. Well, maybe we'll be done with this by 5. If we done with this by 5, I got to watch my press conference.
I've got the
And then we're gonna do the Julio
certificate
live.
of service of a subpoena that you are referencing, because it has that on May 31st. Investigator Long actually served Mr. Copeland, and I'll let you look at it, but it looks like it actually is also attached as a, and I don't know if it was or not, but it at least references that the order that Judge Glanville enters on the 7th that is pursuant to 24.5.507 that gives him immunity, maybe attaches that subpoena, but I don't know. Anyway, if you want to come take a look and see whether that's what you mean. And if so, we can make a copy of it and you can do whatever you want with it from there.
Truth 10, we're gonna have an old school breakdown in the Y. I was about to say Y and W. Lord Jesus. Julio case after this.
Okay.
Is that it?
It is. It's attached to the, as the court said, it's attached to the motion to, well, the order granting the state's motion to compel.
All right. And so it's already, I would think, then in the record.
Yes.
All right. And so what's there argument you wanted to make about that? Or just
that, and I can reserve the rest of it for tomorrow, but just that,
Tomorrow?
Mr. Copeland was served on May 31st, and I think that's well a week before he was ever called to testify or anyone was informed that he would be the next person up. And we did not, I'll make argument. Okay. At the appropriate time.
Ever wondered about the science behind it?
I'm back.
Okay, so tomorrow, in addition to wrapping up whatever final evidence and argument there might be as to either of those issues, what I would like, I think y'all now have, if not every bit of Mr. Copeland's prior testimony, almost every bit of it, and Ms. Weaver's been pretty fast at turning it around. And at this point, it may be best to redo the entirety of Mr. Copeland's testimony, including bringing him back in and asking him whether he wants to testify. And I'll hear from
what the hell was that?
on what we might need
Y'all
to
heard
advise
that?
him of, if anything. He's been
I'm tripping.
or re-advise him of, or correctly advise him of, and then just maybe start from scratch with him. If there are things that everybody can agree, I just don't know whether we know what he's going to do or how he's going to testify. So I don't know if it's productive to continue to look and see whether there are things y'all can agree on. But if there are things that everybody can agree on, and we could just say, okay, you know, these 5 things, take as, you know, something he said and the rest of it redo, or whether we just want to start 100% from scratch. As I understand it, nobody had played the June 10th, 2015 interview from him yet anyway, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's the only one where he inculpates any of these defendants, right? No, that's not right. That in the Donovan Thomas murder is what I mean.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
It's directly in the way he did.
Okay. All right. But we need to make some progress into the. I mean, I am still considering and working through Mr. Shart's motion, and then we'll get to Mr. Weinstein's motion for mistrial. Both of them are motions for mistrial. But assuming for the purposes of getting things done that those are not ultimately granted, then we need to pick back up with this trial. Obviously, if they're granted, then that's a whole other ballgame. But I want us to make progress in the meantime. So tomorrow, I would like for our focus to be on how to handle Mr. Copeland and his testimony or potential testimony.
I would have felt like, boom.
Whether there's any agreement as to anything, proposed jury instruction as to if we're disregarding any or all of it, what that should say, whether we need to take notes, all of that kind of like the details we actually need to think through. I want y'all working on that tonight so that we can make progress with that tomorrow. And, you know, there are a lot of things up in the air in this case. And I am going to once again say to everybody that there's a lot of risk for everybody. There's a lot on the line for everybody, both sides of this case. And I know not everybody has necessarily the most fruitful relationship with each other across the aisle right now. But I know, Mr. Steele, you said that you do still have a good relationship with the district attorney herself. Who certainly authorized to talk about each and every case because they're all her cases ultimately. But, you know, y'all need to be thinking about all of the potential ways
Meaning
to
plea deals.
handle and move forward in this case. And I encourage y'all to be doing that because who knows what it's going to be otherwise, okay?
I mean, hint, man. Try to get you a plea.
Yeah.
Got last night from Mr. Sharp, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe about 76 proposed redactions from the, proper of one of our witnesses that we discussed on Friday, Mr. Zachary.
Okay.
At some point, I know that the court, is gonna have us address those.
It's 5 o'clock. Why they ain't started
And
yet?
I believe that Mr. Sharp, and correct me if I'm wrong, said that he could go through that was when the August 2017 interview, or proper with Mr. Zachary, the earlier one, that I think he said he's gonna go through and. Okay, he said he's gonna go through another one.
Okay.
I'm gonna let this ride out. Watch my press conference, then I'm gonna start the next live.
Perfect. And so y'all go ahead and tackle the first 76, see if there are things that you can agree on so that we can have an efficient day like we did on Friday where we sort out so that everybody knows here's what can and cannot come in potentially with regard to this witness. And he's coming up pretty soon. And if Mr. Copeland makes a decision different than his last decision, we may be getting to Mr. Zachary sooner than we think.
And if that is the case, then the state would have a motion for the court, similar to the one prior, with respect to Mr. Cole.
You're gonna have to give me a hint as to what you mean by that.
So just now you're on a reference, if Mr. Copeland chooses to do something different than what he chose to do last time, to testify, I'm assuming the court needs to do it again, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm not undoing the immunity order. The immunity order stands. Unless y'all got some, I mean.
That's what I.
Okay. All right, well.
When the governor take the podium, I'm gonna click off of the
YSL. I need
YSL.
to undo and potentially redo an immunity order. I know that there's the argument about how paragraph 11 might contain a misrepresentation as to whether there was an encounter. I mean, the way I read it and what it says is there was an encounter with representatives of the DA's office and people from the defense team. After that, Mr. Copeland told somebody he might plead the fifth. Now, I don't know whether from that it means Mr. Copeland was even a part of that encounter or if that's just giving me some kind of a timeline about one thing happened and then another thing happened. But the import of that to the predecessor judge and to any judge considering does immunity need to be granted and is immunity in the public interest here is not what triggered it. It's this witness who the state thought was going to be testifying voluntarily under subpoena or not, now intends to take the fifth. The only way we can get their testimony, which we believe we need, is to compel it. Will you compel their testimony? That's the import of it to me, not what led up to it. Because there's no allegation of coercion or dirty dealing or anything like that, if it even means that Mr. Copeland was involved in any of that. So I don't believe that the immunity order needs to be redone. If somebody else thinks differently, y'all let me know that right now. Silence. Mr. Steele.
I don't believe anything before Mr. Weinstein filed the first motion to recuse. I'm not challenging anything before that.
Okay.
But I do want to hold, there was a lot of exculpatory information before the recusal motion was filed, so I don't want to wipe out Mr. Copeland's testimony.
Okay.
10th, 11th, or part of the time.
All right, which is why I need y'all to get together on it and let's tackle that tomorrow. The nitty gritty of it, okay?
You know what? I think I'm gonna ride out on this
So that
live.
means you'll have to do that tonight if you haven't already done it.
I ain't gonna start it over.
Anything else before we break for the evening? One more thing.
Yeah, I think I might not start it over.
With TD Complete Checking, Gina's ready to live her best life. Finding a job she loves.
I'm just gonna adjust the title.
At like midnight last night. So as soon as she
Oh,
gets
no,
it, she'll
shit.
either forward it to Mr. Percival, who forward it to you, or she'll forward it directly. So y'all should have that very shortly. All right, anything else before I bid y'all adieu for the day?
May I inquire if it's appropriate? Is the court's plan to bring the jurors back in on Wednesday? Is that still the plan?
I don't know, because we got things done today, but we didn't get
Oh, the
any
press conference
evidentiary,
is on.
make any evidentiary progress today.
Alright, I'm gonna stop that because they're not gonna rule on nothing else today. I'm about to watch this press conference before I do the Julio Fulio case, so
Who there? Oh, Chaplain John Denny.
Good afternoon. In Hebrews and also in the Old Testament, Noah was warned concerning events yet to come in a storm. So in unseen reverent obedience, he constructed an ark. And that ark saved him, his house, and his household. Noah was prepared. If you would, if you're a praying person, please pray with me. Great Creator, we don't know what the storm is going to do, but we do know it's coming. We're warned. Help us to practice sound judgment with those warnings. Let us be obedient to those warnings and be prepared. Those preparations may help to save our household or the household of others. Watch over us as we watch over one another. And I pray this in your mighty name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Well, we have a lot of answers, a lot of information for you. We do have quite a storm coming. It's not a hurricane wind, but those categories 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, those are measured only in the wind. They do not reflect the water at all. But we've got a lot of water coming. We had a lot of water in 2015, as you remember. We had a lot of water in 2017. And the results of overcoming all of that took weeks sometimes, or sometimes even longer. But we are prepared. We have everyone is on deck. We've gone through these things many times before. We know we have a lot of new people in the state. So we ask the new people particularly to learn about what you're supposed to do. You can go to the website. We'll go into all that. They have brochures at some of the grocery stores or drugstores. They're very helpful. But the main thing to remember is to get your information from official sources only. Don't listen to someone who may not be fully apprised of exactly what the facts are or what the implications are. We'll be opening shelters. The school closings, those sorts of things will be open to the local government. But I assure you that the team that we have in South Carolina, much of which is reflected by the people that you see here, is experienced, dedicated, and ready to work. And we communicate, collaborate, and cooperate better than anybody in the country. And that's why we've been able to withstand a lot of the things that have come our way. And this is yet another one. We're not sure, we won't know until that happens, but it may be that this is the most water we've seen for a long time. Maybe, we don't know. So stay alert, stay tuned, and stay safe. And now John Quirello, we refer to him as John Q sometimes, because Quirello is hard to say, but he's here and he has a lot of information you would enjoy listening to.
Thank you, Governor. John Quirello with the National Weather Service. So there's potential for historic rainfall, which is likely to result in areas of catastrophic flash and urban flooding this week in association with Tropical Storm Debby. Debby made landfall in the Big Bend area of Florida this morning at 7 a.m. as a Category 1 hurricane.
When this press conference is over, I will start the Julio live. I decided to just start a fresh live. So as soon as I finish watching this, I will be back on. Make sure you have your notifications on, because y'all gonna definitely, if y'all want to get to the bottom of what information the police officially have that they're releasing, you want to tune into this live. So about 30 minutes I should be back, maybe
Given the
less.
slow movement of Debby,